She was a waitress on weekends. I used to rap during the day. She was serving them tables while I was serving that bass. She loved the songs you made love to, so we made love when I played. Then it's back to your place. I put a smile on your face.
Queen, what are we listening to in the living room today?
Today, we are listening to Smile by X Brody, friend of the show, friend of ours, and welcome you, X Brody, to the living room.
Right.
Hello. Thank you for doing that. You guys have played a lot of my songs, so I am forever grateful for you guys doing that. Smile is actually one of my favorite ones. That's like that's like a song that I perform in front of like new crowds every time. And at the end of it, they're singing the words to it. This has happened like 3-4 times in a row. So I'm excited. Yeah. We got a dope video idea coming out soon too. Me and Sydney are going to do a we can't tell them. But nice little
we in there.
Movie like, let's just say the 90s babies will appreciate this thoroughly.
That's the hope for sure.
Y'all putting down. So first,
we might need you.
You guys are listening to this week. We will have a visual since we have a guest, so we're on Zoom. If you want to check us out on YouTube, and you'll see different clips on our Instagram page. But of course, you can always listen on the streaming sites like your Apple Podcasts, etc. Like always. So hopefully, our audio sounds like a good black ass time. Sid, what are you wearing, Queen?
This will come up later in the show.
Nice.
I am wearing a t-shirt that I got made at the mall back in the day, inspired by a outfit Andre 3000 wore on his concert tour. It says, "Across culture, darker people suffer most." I wore this on purpose. I can't wait to make my proclamation later.
Okay.
What are you wearing, Queen?
Oh, I have this little thing. It is a Where Love Lives X Brody t-shirt. For my big dog X Brody. That was his last project, I believe. So you can find that on all the streaming sites. The Apples, the titles, the things. Brody, what are you wearing on today?
Oh, I got some premium do not bleach on right now. I wear this sweater all the time, actually. That is no lie. I love this color. By my best friend Sydney, Sid the Great. I had this white lady ask me like, "Oh my God, what does do not bleach mean? Of course you shouldn't bleach your shirt." And I was like, "Ma'am, you got some time."
Ma'am, we shouldn't be bleaching.
I can tell you. I can tell you.
Is that the chocolate one or the black one? I can't tell.
This is the chocolate one.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's the chocolate.
Yeah, that was that super exclusive. So if you didn't get it, you ain't gonna get it. Sorry about it.
And that is all right. We got new things coming at some point or another.
And y'all, just so you know, none of us talked to each other before we got dressed this morning. We just showed up on a Zoom. Look at how we look.
Yeah, I started to wear my X Brody Bad One shirt, but I was like, this goes more to what I would be speaking about today. So
and you know, I found my t-shirt drawer to get rid of all things, and I found my X Brody Bad One shirt, and I was like, oh, I like that too, but I feel like I wear black all the time. So
yeah, I feel that. I also thought about that.
This is very fitting. But the support is actually real, as you guys can tell. So support your friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. From the living room. You heard it here on the living room.
In the living room, we were listening to Smile by X Brody. So go ahead and stream that. And party people, I have a couple icebreakers for y'all before we get started in the show.
Okay, I'm excited.
Oh my God.
The first one is gonna be a little bit of a challenge.
Okay.
So who do I want to go first? Sydney or Bro? I'm gonna have Sydney go first because I want to watch your mind scramble. Name all of your elementary school teachers in order.
All I got for you is Miss Richmond. You know I don't remember my childhood very well.
Who was Miss Richmond?
She was one of my teachers. I know I loved her. I knew I remember really, really liking her as a teacher and stuff. I remember my kindergarten teacher was a white lady, like a curvy white woman, if you will. But I can't.
Mine also same.
That's all I got for you. So you didn't see my mind scramble. You thought you had me.
I purposely didn't think of the list because I wanted to be put on the spot myself whenever I do it. But Brody, it is your turn.
At Vandora Springs, I had Miss Sarantago's white lady. Had a crush on her.
Was she fine?
I don't. Nah, she was definitely your typical, you know what I mean? That,
okay, you're typical.
Miss Frizzle type. But she just liked me a lot because I was super creative and cool. So
is Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I had Miss Santiago's, and then I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can only go up to 5th grade, and that's gonna be
That's
Miss
elementary
Smith.
school.
Oh, okay. Well, then I had Miss Smith and Miss Kim. I think those were my two first black teachers. Like talk to us like mom. You know what I mean? So I can't forget them. But yeah, in between that, I couldn't tell you.
I'm trying to think. I don't even remember when I got my first black teacher. I feel like it wasn't until high school though.
Wow. See, Miss Richmond was black. So I know I had one in elementary school, probably more. I mean, and I think the music teacher at my elementary school was a black. He was, I think he taught music, but I know there was another black man teacher there. And then I had my principal, at Harding, she was black. So like I had black teachers in my life. Harding was
but I don't think until high school. I'm trying to think if in middle school, did I? Because I don't think I did. Okay, let me name mine. Kindergarten, Miss Tidwell. 1st grade, Mr. Cook.
Dang.
2nd
Mr.
grade.
Who? Mr. Who?
Mr. Cook. 2nd grade. I don't remember. 3rd grade is when I went to public school. So Wenzel. 4th grade, Brett. 5th grade, Massey. Who the fuck was 1st and 2nd?
What? She is dangerous. Why does she know this? My sister's like that.
I remember 1st and 2nd. I know that I had a Mr. Cook, and I might have had a Mr. Cook twice because I went to private school from kindergarten to 2nd grade, and then in 3rd grade I went to public school. So I might have had the same teacher twice because we had like 7 kids per class.
See, I go back only as far as like middle school. I can name those because I was a grown man by then.
Okay, come on, grown man.
I don't even know.
Okay, I have one more icebreaker for the people. So I like icebreakers because there's stuff people can ask at home. So you can ask your friends, whoever, do you remember y'all teachers? But I wanted to ask both of you right about now, who would you rather be the PR for, Lil Boosie or T.I.?
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally about to say, at least Boosie ain't, been accused of raping nobody. And I was like, no.
Oh, but just, paying for it first.
He admitted it, you know what I'm saying? So I was like.
I think I would rather be PR for T.I.
Based off of the alleged allegations, I think I would be safer in Boosie's, you know what I'm saying? Because T.I., if he's done what he's been accused of doing, I wouldn't be safe in the streets if I was anywhere near him. But at least with Boosie, his thoughts are more on the guys than the girls.
I would 100% be like, you are not allowed to hold your phone. Either one of you, not allowed to hold it.
Yeah.
And as soon as they try to get on live at any point in time in their lives, I would zap them in the neck with a taser.
They'd have to do that.
Straight to the region, you're getting tased. Because why are you talking?
That's what.
I feel like T.I. is plugged in a little differently so that I know I'd still be getting paid. I think Boosie is a little more cancelable. That's not a word, but
I don't know. They both seem to be out here still.
I mean, Boosie is out here via social media, but not music. And you got T.I. does new movies, music, owns a label. He kind of has
T.I.'s
a lot.
music still popular?
Yeah, he doesn't one album, but features, yeah.
Yeah, he still can sell out an arena type deal. I think he's kind of like like how Nelly is not making new music, but his music is still.
Oh, you saying Boosie can't get the girls in the streets will wipe me down?
He can, but not everywhere. T.I. is like a little.
Boosie has a barrier though. Like Boosie is almost strictly the South, and people know his hits, but his music in general, people only know his hits and up until a certain Bible Belt level.
Yeah, he could definitely be the world wouldn't really second guess canceling Boosie. I feel the world probably I think we just live on this side, so we kind of get the we get the information from that side. But I think if you go to another place and you be like, yo, Boosie said this, they be like, who? So, you know,
right.
I don't, but T.I., that's different. T.I.'s been on like, you know, he done songs with Justin Timberlake and you know, he's kind of went movies and you know, and some big movies too. So I think he's well known. So I think I would be his PR and just tell him to shut the hell up.
I wonder if he's gonna be in any more movies, because I know music wise, I was just watching this clip of Kanye earlier. He was talking about how homophobic the hip hop community is. Apparently, it's a clip that's resurfaced because of what's going on with DaBaby. It was an interview that Kanye did in 2005, and so like basically, I'm thinking in my head like hip hop is not gonna cancel T.I., but I do wonder if he'll get any more movies because he be on white people shit, and white people I feel like are like
that. Yeah, they are. You know, they did say that a lot of times these people cancel artists, like, for example, canceling DaBaby is actually added to their revenue because it's more of a kind of how businesses all of a sudden get all rainbowy whenever it's time of the month. And then you don't hear nothing about them doing anything for the gay community after that. And so it's you kind of don't know. I mean, I guess I appreciate the cancellation, but you kind of, in a way, you're like, where there's always money behind it with these kinds of things. So you don't really know where they're at with it.
Well, since we're getting into the things, let's go ahead and get into it. Look back at it this week. I wanted to talk about
none other than
DaBaby, the drama, the weak ass apology, the performance, the call to action, the doubling down.
Yep.
The bullshit. Okay, so here we go. DaBaby was performing at Rolling Loud, which was streamed, where he announced to the crowd, "Hey, ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone light in the air. Fellas, if you ain't sucking no dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone in the air. And if you didn't show up with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that make you die in 2-3 weeks, put your cell phone light in the air." Very, very specific. Very, very wrong. So since then, DaBaby has been canceled from 7 festivals. I'll go ahead and read you that list in case you planned on going it, Tenny, and seeing DaBaby, because you shan't. There is definitely Lollapalooza. There is, I'm sorry, y'all, I done lost my damn list and my damn Wi-Fi acting up.
It's okay. It's okay. We still love you though.
Well,
I wish I could help you.
This is journalism at its best, party people.
I was gonna say I wish I could help you out, but I didn't look it up and see what.
Oh no, I did, and I have it pulled up. It was just my Wi-Fi acting slow. Anyway, Lollapalooza, Park Life, the Governor's Ball, Day in Vegas, Music Midtown, iHeartRadio, the Daytime Stage, and Austin City Limits. DaBaby will no longer. He basically lost his entire summer fall bag. So there's lots and lots to dig into here.
Yeah, lots.
So that, you know, I don't know what people saw first, but I think the first thing I saw was that clip of DaBaby getting a shoe thrown at him, like on some George Bush shit.
Yeah.
I was like, who want to shoot at DaBaby? Don't they know he killed people? And then I saw that video like later on. I was like, this is probably where the shoe came from.
Yeah. I thought he had.
Honestly, I saw something that said that they think they threw it after he brought Tory Lanez on stage. Because there, like you just said, there's lots of things to unpack.
Find out what made the shoe come. But when I saw the video, I assumed that was why.
Yeah, but it's like you said, there's a lot to unpack. Like the shoe could have been thrown for a multitude of reasons.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is what DaBaby said. Then he got on. Oh God, he got on live. He got on live to say, "Man, y'all didn't pay to be here, so y'all should mind y'all business. My gay fans are fine with me accusing them of the things. I don't know why y'all are bothered by it. Y'all who are not there and didn't pay money didn't hear me say it. So basically, you need to mind your business. And the people who were there didn't care. My gay fans don't care because they're classy. They're not dirty niggas. They are classy niggas. They don't have HIV/AIDS." I thought those were separate statements. Like, I didn't realize that you were accusing all the gay people of being HIV/AIDS. Like, I thought it was like, I'm making fun of people with AIDS and HIV. Then I said the pussy smell like water. Then I said, and if y'all ain't sucking dick in the parking lot. But DaBaby kind of clarified for himself that he means the gay people with HIV and AIDS. Said that he didn't know why people were mad, and basically his gay fans were fine with it. Gay and straight fans, all of them put up their cell phone lights. Look, here's all everybody's cell phone lights in the air. And I'm like, well, for one, how do you know at Rolling Loud with these thousands and thousands and thousands of people who is gay and who is straight? How do you know who put the, how do you know that the people who are mad at you online weren't also at the show? Also, my niggas are classy. They're not getting their dick sucked in the parking lot. They're going to 5-star hotels, or at least waiting till they get back home because they have class. Don't you have songs about getting your dick sucked in a car while you're driving?
I don't listen to his music, so literally I was wondering when I heard like him say stuff like that, I was like, it's funny that you talk about class, because, and don't get me wrong, I do think class is wrapped up in a lot of like whiteness, bourgeoisie, money type shit, but I was like, DaBaby, you don't give me class. So it's funny that you are saying, oh, y'all ain't got no class if you sucking dick in the parking lot. You give me dick sucking in the parking lot. Like, you give me that. But maybe you don't. I don't know. Just saying.
No.
He does it in his videos a lot, though.
Yeah, class, you talking about class, all of your videos are like girls getting squirted on. What do you, I mean, like came on. Like, where's class? What is class? I understand that is a relative term, but why do you all of a sudden get to say what's classy or not about people getting their dick sucked? Which also, it's Rolling Loud, girl. There are far worse things than niggas sucking each other's dicks in a parking lot. There's far worse going on in Miami right now, I can assure you of that.
Yeah.
Not to mention the hypocrisy the girls were saying of you talking about getting a disease that was going to kill you in 2 to 3 weeks while you're having a concert in the middle of a pandemic, and most of these people probably out here ain't vaccinated and ain't got no mask on. But you know, again,
that actually, like factually or statistically, would make more sense. People with complications who are getting corona might or have a higher risk of dying within 2 to 3 weeks than if you get HIV. I don't know. I mean, clearly you've never listened to any words in any school ever. But you don't just die in 2 to 3 weeks when you get HIV or AIDS for that matter. And you won't just get it from having sex with a gay partner. DaBaby, you have 3 babies under like 3. So if anybody is having unprotected sex, irresponsible, classless sex, it seems to be huge. Also, you can get HIV as quickly as you can get bacterial vaginosis, a UTI, chlamydia, syphilis, anything else. Like, what the fuck did diseases that make you die in 2 to 3 weeks have to do with anything? And why are you talking about it on the Rolling Loud stage?
That's my point. I didn't
have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I didn't see him having to do that at all. But being one of the biggest artists in the world at this point, not even just the United States, there were so many things I feel like he could have said if he wanted people to put he could have asked people, just put your phones in the air, and I am damn sure they would have done it.
I'm about to rap my next Rocky and Bullwinkle song. Put your cell phone lights on, and people are high as fuck and Rolling Loud, so they would have done it. You didn't have to attack all these people unnecessarily. For one, okay, so I didn't read it in order, but in order it was, if you didn't show up with those HIV, AIDS, if your pussy smell like water, and then niggas, if you ain't sucking dick, put your lights in the air. That was the order of his operations.
Mm-hmm. The call to action.
If you didn't show up with HIV, AIDS, if all the cell phone lights didn't go in the air, you decided, I'm gonna also attack women, and then I'm gonna also attack the gays.
It's not that concept isn't over though.
Not on live to say the gays aren't mad. There was a nigga in a crop top dancing whenever I said it.
What wearing a crop top, again, crop top, so your gender performance and sexuality are 2 different things. I understand the confusion though, because you'll like be checking boxes on a fucking, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you trying to get a job and you going down writing out your information or typing it in these days, and you will get to the part where it'll say gender, male or female, and it's like, I think y'all really mean like, what is my sex? Like, I don't know why y'all asking me about my gender. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get why people think that those 2 words are interchangeable, because it wasn't until I got in college, I don't think, that I knew, because I took that women's studies class, that they were 2 different things. Gender is a performance. Your sex is a real thing. So what the fuck this nigga got a crop top on got to do with him being gay? And so here you are again, still perpetuating stereotypes that are incorrect. Yeah. Oh yeah, well there was a nigga in the crowd with a crop top on. He put his lighters up, so clearly the gay people not upset.
He could have put his lighter up and be like, I already spent all this money. I'm going to enjoy my black ass time. I'm going to enjoy the song, and I'm still going to read you for filth, because what the fuck? To say people can only be offended if they were on the line and not at the concert. Like those are the only people offended. How do you know you didn't offend all of the people who you said the people who paid their money are the only ones who should have something to say? They are, and you're saying no, they weren't there. If they're talking shit about me, they couldn't have been at my concert because it was a call to action. Sir, a call to action is let's go vote. Let's get you guys registered. A call to action is not, hey, if you're not dying of disease, put your light in the air. We all are now, nigga, because we at this concert and we ain't got no business being it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, it's a lot of things like you said to unpack because again, let's just say you're gonna die in 2 to 3 weeks in general and you came to Rolling Loud to have a good time. And now this nigga just reminded you at the concert where you came to have a good time that sucking dick as a man is not okay. Having pussy that doesn't smell like water is not okay, or at least not my preference. And then also you having a disease that's gonna kill you in 2 to 3 weeks, also gonna attack you too. It was unprovoked, it was unnecessary. Like when I posted on my story, one of my friends commented and was like, it was so forced. Like it was like, why though? Like we really just be trying to, and that's what I think is so sad is that people just be trying to enjoy themselves. Everybody on the internet all day talking about how adulting is trash, America sucks, this and the third. We come to a concert to have a good time, and here comes the homophobia. Here comes the disease phobia. Here comes the sexism. It's like, I just wanted to listen to some rap music.
All I wanted was to listen to your music that probably has all those things in it anyway, but at least I didn't have to feel specifically targeted and attacked by you stopping the music to say these things for no reason.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
No.
Sure.
So what do you think about, a lot of people's comments on that topic was that this generation would have canceled most of people's favorite comedians because at their shows or just via their lifestyle, they kind of talk a very similar way, and back in the day, that was it was very raw in terms of what people would say. What are your views on that?
Well, number one, DaBaby's not a comedian, so he doesn't fall under that umbrella. That's first and foremost. Second of all, I personally have been like, this is the last thing I want to say. I'm gonna try to say it as quick as I can. Have been like battling or mulling over the idea of laughing at no one's expense. Asada Shakur talked about that in her autobiography, like wanting to live in a world where you're laughing, but you're not laughing at anybody's expense. And I think about that a lot too, because people, like you just said, people will say, oh, well, if I was watching White Chicks last night and I was like, yo, could they have made this movie in 2021? Like, da, 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 da. But when we talk about gay jokes specifically, right, because right now we're talking about a disease, we're talking about sexism, and we're talking about homophobia, right? Mm-hmm. I have been, my question to people who say that is how are the people treated in real life who are always the butt of the joke? And then tell me if you still want to have this kind of comedy. Because if gay people still getting killed, maybe we shouldn't make jokes about gay folks. If men can't suck dick in a car, like women can suck dick in a car, then maybe we shouldn't make jokes or call out niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas is still losing their lives over that shit. And not because of HIV and AIDS. Niggas is still getting beat up for being gay.
Literally, Lil Boosie. Woo. So there's a big following of the people who are like, why are you guys being so mean to DaBaby? Why are people trying to cancel him? Bernie Mac has said bad things. Lil Boosie went on God's internet before the people shut down his profiles again, thank the Lord, to say that why are we so mad at DaBaby? Why are we trying to cancel him? When Lil Nas said that he would perform naked for charity, said that he would perform naked for charity, which sounds to me like it would be at a charity event where you would have to pay and purposely go to. Lil Boosie said, if he get up on a stage and dance naked in front of me, I'm gonna pull his ass off the stage and I'm gonna beat his ass.
Right.
You wouldn't have to be there, Boosie. Also, you've seen a lot of nigga ass because you've been to prison for like 20 years. Like, what did you talk about if you see his ass, you're gonna beat his ass for being gay? Nigga, you don't have to be there. You're choosing.
And also,
at something that you just said, he said he would do this at a charity event. So you would be choosing to be there and then try to pull him off the stage and beat his ass. First of all, sir, you're probably not gonna be allowed in any of the rooms. I don't know what girls invite you to anything anymore, honestly. Like, what shows do you get invited to?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and
he also went out of his way to say, we shouldn't be canceling DaBaby because, Lil Nas can be kissing other dudes on stage and doing that in front of kids while boys is trying to be straight. That was his words. Boys is trying to be straight, and you got niggas kissing niggas in front of them. Like, bless their heart. Boosie, come here. If these boys are trying to be straight, probably fluid, my guy, probably curious, probably inquisitive, probably not a 100% straight person, if that is even a real thing. Like, if being 100% straight is real, then you wouldn't have to try to be that.
Yeah.
Just like gay people don't have to try to be gay, you just are.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, and back to my original point, there again goes the violence. If that nigga on stage dancing, I'm gonna pull his ass off the stage and beat his ass. So, like, going back to your question, again,
you can't,
because we make jokes about this shit. And again, I just want to look at the people who are always the joke, and let's just see how those people are treated overall.
And also, people are like, oh, well, Eddie Murphy's comedy used to say this, and Bernie Mac used to say this, and da-da-da, y'all want to cancel everybody. What is the problem with progress?
That I was literally just thinking that, yeah.
We're funny before because maybe we didn't have the lens to see that our cousin is gay, our best friend is gay, I might be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have the lens to see so many things because we didn't have social media. So maybe if your cousin didn't specifically say, hey, cuzzo, I'm gay, maybe you thought you didn't even know any gay people. So when you heard gay jokes, you thought it was funny because you didn't realize how it could hurt people because you never had, I don't want to say an opportunity to put yourself in somebody else's shoes because you shouldn't have to know someone personally to be an empathetic person. But if you didn't realize how close to home those things were and how hurtful they were because you had a conversation with somebody who's gay, trans, whatever, then I can understand why those jokes got to go so far. But what's the problem with progress? That's just like saying, I don't think we should cancel white people for being racist or for getting on TV and saying things like blackface is okay or whatever the fuck. Like, we shouldn't be able to cancel them because people used to be hanging niggas from the trees. So why you want to cancel them now? Because progress, nigga. Because education. Because trying to do better. When you know better, you do better. When you see that things are hurtful, you should want to stop doing them or change or educate yourself.
So you think that it's bad because bro decided to double down on it the next day versus saying like, yo, why is this really hitting people like this? And then looking some shit up and then be like, damn, that's OD.
Because when he doubled down, he made it very clear that he was not going to apologize. I'm not apologizing. Y'all weren't there. Y'all didn't spend the money. People, my fans are not mad at me. Bitch, you know there's other people on the planet besides your fans, right? You know other people were at Rolling Loud besides your fans because people didn't just come to Rolling Loud to see DaBaby. Yeah. They wanted to see all of the artists, the other 20, whatever, however many artists there were. You weren't the only artist at Rolling Loud. So to say, if you didn't pay the money to come see me at Rolling Loud, then you don't have a right to be mad. You weren't the only one there, and nobody is doing all that traveling just to come see DaBaby, child. Like,
yeah, oh my bad. I'm about to say, I heard it was funny because it was like when you're talking about all the things we got to unpack with the whole DaBaby situation. There was two things I wanted to say because it was like when he came back again, like, oh, you know, the internet, it moves so fast. Like,
yeah, I was just about to read it.
Yeah, it's like I don't have time to. Oh, I'm about to say you can go ahead and read it, and I'll make my comment.
Okay, so right before I get to his apology, I want to talk about people that were defending him. And somebody that we know see it, and I took a screenshot to send to you, but I also was like, I ain't going to disturb her peace right now. Somebody we know from Charlotte posted a meme that said, should DaBaby throw his own festival? Somebody tell #DaBaby he can put on his own festival together in Charlotte, call it the We Say What the Fuck We Want to Say, throw Stunna, Boosie, and one or two more of his industry friends into the mix and drop a $50 ticket, charge vendors to come, run it for 2 days, and he'll recoup a large part of the money he lost. Don't let these people fool you. When you know what you're doing, you can't be canceled. I am the black ball. I don't even know what the fuck that means. And the person that reposted this meme said, shit would bring the city outside. For real, for real.
That's because that kind of talk isn't new. Especially for North Carolina. You know, I won't say any names, but I've recently got a chance to work with someone who's kind of got a chance to be a little closer to the guy, and this situation happened right before they were able to put out some stuff, and it kind of messed things up a little bit. But we were having a conversation about it, and they were telling me how, you know, that kind of talk, those types of statements for calls to actions are things that you hear in the club in North Carolina a lot. I mean, I know I've heard them in school. Not to say that it's okay, but it is definitely something that people are really, truly believing in that anything that's outside of heterosexuality is of the devil. And so, you know, and that they're trying to kill the Black home and all this kind of stuff. So there are people who are really like, on their perspective of it, they're seeing it as like, yeah, we need to be this blunt about things because we can't let this thing take over the community, et cetera, which obviously is just a, you know, a lack of education type of thing. But yeah, I think that their statement about bringing people out is kind of true. I think people would jump on that.
Also, like, even if you brought people out, there would still be people who know somebody with HIV, know somebody with AIDS, nobody knows somebody who is gay. And if you don't know any of these people, you at least know woman with a vagina. So all of these people that you attacked unprovoked for no reason, who spent money to come to see you, and even if they didn't, it was streamed, girl. So you saying, well, you shouldn't have seen it because whatever, it was streamed, and you knew it was streamed, and you wanted it to be streamed. You're trying to build up your brand. So you wanted all those things, but because it's backfiring on you because you said something stupid. And I do understand that he has all these people in his circle telling him, especially Charlotte niggas and whoever else, what you said was fine. Those fucking gays, fuck them, you know, whatever. And fuck those people with diseases. They shouldn't have been so dirty and irresponsible having sex like that. But it's like, everyone is having not everyone, but a lot of people are having irresponsible sex. Like, this is not a gay thing, this is not a straight thing, this is not a dirty thing, this is not a clean thing. It's barely even a responsible or irresponsible thing. Like, people have unprotected sex. It is part of nature. I'm not saying that that's the healthiest way to go about it, but people have it. It's normal. It's not a gay thing. It's not a straight thing. There was also another page that I saw post. If the gay community and its affiliates can cancel DaBaby, the straight community and its affiliates can cancel Lil Nas X. You were talking about canceling someone for being gay, or canceling somebody for hating gay people, like for being hateful and malicious, or for being themselves. We can cancel them both. And it's like, yeah,
he didn't do anything.
I mean, cancel is not really a real thing, so to speak. But I'm like, yeah, you don't have to support whoever you don't want to support.
No.
Lil Nas being gay offends you so bad, you probably shouldn't go to the cookout. You probably shouldn't go to church. You probably shouldn't listen to the choir sing. You probably shouldn't be doing a lot of things. If gayness, it bothers you so badly, you probably shouldn't want to wear all that Louis Vuitton or Gucci or anything else.
Because it's a lot of gay in that. It's a lot of it.
There's gay everywhere, girl. People be gay.
They put the culture, they put on for the culture for many years, a lot of the stuff you like. And then there's a lot of things that people called gay back in the day that they wearing skinny pants back in when I was younger, that wasn't cool. Now, I don't think guys can put shit in their pocket anymore because their pants be so damn tight. Yeah, they can't
put shit in their pocket, so they wearing purses, but then they want to call people gay and everything else. And like any performance that you think is gay, like you want to call it out and bash it, but then next year you gonna be wearing a crop top.
Yeah,
but let's get to the point. So we understand that there are people who support him, and the people who support him are thinking like this, thinking like, we can cancel Lil Nas for being gay, which is basically the same thing T.I. said. And these gay people are trying to make us be gay, which is basically what Boosie said. So DaBaby doubled down 2, maybe 3 times on his Instagram. Well, 2 times, I think, on live, and several times throughout his story on Instagram. Here's the thing about being a major artist, or, you know, major public figure or anything. Other people make money off of you. And if you aren't making money, they're going to be very pissed off. So maybe you think whenever you do something, oh, DaBaby is canceled, so DaBaby's not making money. That means his DJ ain't making money, which we heard what his DJ said at the concert. His DJ, security, his PRs, like his labels, all these people are losing money because of you and your dumbass comment. I couldn't put a number on it, but I would say hundreds at least of people are losing money because of things that you said and did. You done double down 3 times without saying, why did this offend so many people? If they weren't there and they were offended, why? Like, why is this a big deal? Instead of being able to look in yourself and figure out what you said or did wrong, because you can't please everybody. You always gonna say something offensive to somebody. Yeah. And I'm not going to say that you should always have to apologize, because it's up to you to decide whether you are right or wrong. The problem here is DaBaby doubled down like 3-4 times. And then after everybody was like, nigga, you're costing us money. We've lost 7 fucking festivals. Now I'm going to get on the internet and post what someone in my team wrote, because it clearly won't me.
And see, that's what I was gonna say. I heard that he doubled down. That first time he doubled down because he was talking to the Black folks. He changed his tune when the white gays got a hold of him. because them the ones that's got the power and the control, and them the ones that's got them canceled. Those contracts.
They're the ones with all the festivals with the money.
Which I think the other thing I was gonna bring up when I was talking about all the things you have to unpack when it comes to DaBaby is that I've seen from the celebrities, right? I saw Elton John say something to him. I saw Madonna say she was gonna put her lighters up to pray for his ignorance, and then I saw a black man. I can't think of his name right now. He's in The Roots or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? He said something, and to my understanding, DaBaby didn't comment back to that white man, and he didn't comment back to that white woman, but he said he didn't know who this nigga was, and he needed to go get in the studio and make some music. So which I was like, it makes me sad that black people are easy targets for your rage, because you didn't say shit to them white folks when they got in your ass. Madonna literally called your ass ignorant. This man just said what you said was hateful.
And that's rich coming from Madonna, because she ignorant too.
And so I just thought it was funny that of all the people you to attack, it was the black folks. Just like, again, the people are saying, and this is alleged, like, I don't know, I haven't seen all this stuff, but the people are saying when you got on the internet the first time, you was talking to the black folks. When you got on there and actually started apologizing, you was talking to the white folks.
Yep.
Which is, again, still quite sad, because black people stream your music. Black people also help.
And you wouldn't have gotten to these mainstream ears if it weren't for black people.
So yeah, it's just sad that black people
are like, oh, I no longer need the black dollar. I'm cool because I got so much white money coming in. Then I cannot wait to disrespect all of them further, because they already do, but further, I cannot wait to disrespect them and basically say, I don't give a fuck if you try to cancel me. Crackers got me down.
All right, and you should know better than that by now. Should know better than that by now. So yeah, but that was all I wanted to say.
The white man was the one you want to die on. God bless and Godspeed. But it don't sound like it's gonna be that great, because I'm gonna go ahead and read this apology. Social media. I want y'all to see. For people who can see, For people who can see, we got a paragraph of woe is me and a sentence of an apology to.
Yeah.
I think he just addressed people with HIV. Well, I'll read it, but this is woe is me. This is my apology. Here we go. Social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. Let's pause. How are we going to grow, educate, and learn from our mistakes when we keep getting on the internet to double down on what we said and how we don't need to listen to nobody? And everybody, this was a goal. Everybody who is not at the show needs to shut the fuck up. All y'all niggas need to shut the fuck up. How can we educate you if you're telling us to shut the fuck up, Jonathan?
And you saying the internet was moving fast, but you were also moving fast, because when you got the backlash, you could have shut the fuck up and go read something, but you hopped your fast ass on the internet.
What you're saying, you wish you had the opportunity to do. You're saying that you wish you did, but you didn't do that. Okay. As a man who has had to make his own way from the very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly work against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance, has been challenging. People were trying to educate you, Jonathan. So you're saying nobody tried to educate me? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And not only that, but you're saying people are working publicly against me. The people who are working publicly against you are people even still trying to educate you. Hey, bro, this is incorrect. This is miseducated. You are ill-informed. This was toxic. This was bad. Oh, nobody tried to educate me. Wrong again. Second wrong, only on sentence number 2. I appreciate the many people who came to me with kindness. You didn't come to us with kindness, Jonathan. So, okay. With kindness, who reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. Here's the thing. You think that you are owed people coming to you privately to talk to you and say, hey, this was wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you in your DMs instead of publicly doing it, because I don't want to embarrass you. You didn't have a problem embarrassing anybody else. You didn't have a problem saying what you said in public, but when you get reprimanded, you want to be reprimanded in private. Interesting.
That's the point there.
That's what I needed, and it was received. Was it? Because people, from the moment you said it, tried to educate you, and it took you a week and a half and 7 lost festivals to issue an apology. 7.
They were probably black people, and he don't give a fuck about black folks. Somebody white probably got in his DMs. And
it's the blacks and their aggression. Had the whites come to me in my private DMs, I could have received it. Now, we're finally at our apology. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV and AIDS. I don't know what the again was for because you didn't.
The again is to let everybody know I don't apologize to you hoes more than one time and I'm getting sick of it. That's what that was for, because else you wouldn't even put that in there. You'd just said, I'm sorry.
Right. Again.
Oh, again, I'm sorry. That's what
my misinformed comments about HIV AIDS. And I know this is important. Love to all, God bless. So fuck the women that we just skipped over in their vaginas. But whatever. We don't need an apology. I personally don't want to fuck you, so I don't really care. I want to apologize. Again, I want to apologize to the gays. And again, I want to apologize to the HIV people. You didn't apologize to the HIV people, so I don't know what the again was for. But I don't know who wrote this, Jonathan. I know it wasn't you, but I don't know who wrote this. But maybe they should have made your apology, for one, more sincere. For two, I don't know why you decided to give us a paragraph of saying how we should have educated you. You're blaming us for the comments you made because we wanted to educate you, but it wasn't kind enough for your taste. And then, oh yeah, sorry, gays.
He should have said it. He should have got on live or whatever and spoke about what he did wrong, explained why it was wrong, and then encourage the people who supported him to also read those books that he apparently got sent that day. You know what I mean? To say, hey, this is how this is where I got my change from. Now, side note, he got backlash on the if your pussy smell like water part too.
He should have more, but I think people skipped over that and didn't give a fuck because he was only targeting women.
I doubt it.
All right.
But you know, I get what you're saying.
We have a man on the show. Go ahead.
I don't know about that one, buddy. I just don't know about that one. That was a little
why?
Because I just think that
why are you talking about my vagina?
I've never seen. First of all, I know for sure that the vagina isn't a place that's always like, water or whatever. We talked about this, right? But I don't know that I've ever seen any women in the world ever promoted as if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I don't know what to say. It would be like, hey, niggas, if you got a big dick, put your cameras in there. Am I supposed to be like, oh man, he offended the little dick niggas or something? That would be odd. I don't know about that.
Everybody don't like a big dick. Men think that women like a big dick. Everybody don't like
that. Look, but I think if
but
we
also,
say that kind
but also we're talking about things that can be, something can be big, something can be small. That's all relative, but whatever. Vaginas don't smell like water, bro.
All water different, man. But that's a metaphor. That's just saying, you know what I'm saying? You clean yourself, you cleanse yourself.
Jonathan, you don't clean yourself. You up there smelling like salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, but that's just
women what they should.
There are some real people out here that I mean, I've seen the conversation list. It seems to be okay to talk about people that don't cleanse themselves like they should.
No, people should absolutely clean themselves.
So I think that in that respect, I think I could let him slide on that part.
Because then it doesn't affect you. You're not listening. Like, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect the fact that men are going to come up to you and be like, this girl don't smell like water, so she must be dirty. Just like he said, if you have HIV, you must be dirty. It's the same shit. It just don't affect you.
I see your point. I definitely see your point. I don't know enough. I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt because it don't affect me, but I just don't know that I don't think I'd be mad if a girl got on stage and the girl was like, if your dick don't stink, throw your hands in the air.
Because he didn't say don't stink. He just said it smells like water, which that's not the only reference for not stinking.
I understand your point because I guess I'm my head. I'm more so thinking about it like if y'all listen to music where they talk about this shit all day and that's all they talk about all day.
That is it. It talks about homophobia all day too. Huh? I don't think that's a good argument because all music be homophobic and sexist also.
That's my point. Absolutely. That's the point. Like the culture is toxic in and of itself, and something should be done about the culture. But I understand. I get Xavier's point because that was literally one of my questions later. Is like basically is our culture toxic, which it just seems to be. Like we listen to talk. We talked about this before, and I'm not gonna get too much into it now because I know we need to move on. I actually do have one more month in review I want to talk about, but so I'll just say that later. I'll just say it later.
Okay. All right. So in Sid's month in review, what do you have for us, Sid?
All right.
I know we're talking about DaBaby because my head hurt.
Real quick, I wanted to say Will Smith is playing Serena and Venus's very dark-skinned father. He's not a dark-skinned man. And the girls are saying if there had been a woman, the girls who actually do care about colorism would be more upset, but men always get a pass for shit. And before y'all, say your thoughts, because I do want to hear your thoughts, I just want to proclaim something real quick. On this day, I proclaim that dark-skinned people need allyship the way gay LGBTQ people need allyship, the way women need allyship. The same way when the LGBT community comes out and people are on the hush mouth because they don't want to offend and they need to listen, they don't want to gaslight and all the other things. The dark-skinned folks, I'm going to go ahead and other us real quick because I have seen YouTube videos where niggas are like, I don't think Will Smith playing this dark-skinned man is a problem, blah, 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 blah. And I've had conversations with people like, oh, like basically on some, here you go again with that colorism shit. Well, here y'all niggas go again with that racism shit. What's your point? What's your problem? Like, I know I'm talking about it in terms of representation, which is important to how people are treated in real life. But we know being dark skinned has real consequences.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, for me, of course, my thoughts are probably already clear. Will Smith ain't got no business. He ain't got no business. It's hard enough for dark skinned actors and actresses, so he ain't got no business. But yeah, I just want to say I'm othering us. And that's why I was saying I wore this shirt for a reason today. Was because, like I said, I'm just tired of being gaslit about the whole colorism situation. When I bring it up is, oh, well, maybe he was the only one that could have played that part. So Idris Elba is just non-existent. Jamie Foxx, just non-existent. Like,
yeah, they could have put my man Forrest in there, man.
When it comes to like the colorism of what actor, I feel like opportunity should be there for everyone, right? But I think it wouldn't have been a big deal if this was a fictional character, but this is a real person. So why don't we find a real person that looks like this real person?
And see, I'm gonna say it's a problem if the fictional character, like if there's some kind of rendering of that person and the person is dark skinned, because that's what people were talking about with, it was some Netflix thing and there was supposed to be a dark skinned woman, but they cast a light skinned girl. It's like, once again, until there is equality, like again, I'm gonna say it like how, if it's a problem that if Julia Roberts can't play Harriet Tubman because we looking like, girl, what? Then it's the same shit. Like, yeah, I know Harriet Tubman is a real person, but if the person is originally dark skinned and we know dark skinned people don't have equal representation, then you need to cast a dark skinned person. Because to say, oh, well, maybe we couldn't find a dark skinned actor, that is the same shit as Wells Fargo saying we couldn't find no talented Black people to work for us, and that's why no Black people work for us. That's the same.
They didn't even have to get a big name person to play that role, because people were gonna watch the movie about those amazing women anyway. They could have really found a person that's really on the grind, probably knows what this stuff feels like still to this day, type of Black man, a little scruffy around the edges. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Really, there's
a point in the story where they talk about, or just insert like in Venus and Serena's story, when there's Serena's getting an interview and she's basically saying I'm the best, and the dad has to stop the interview because the interviewer is like, why are you saying you're the best? Why do you think that? He's like, don't fucking come for my Black child. She's the best. She said so. That's what she means. Don't try to tell a Black child that she should not have confidence. And so I think that there should also be a point in the story that makes it clear that because their father is a dark-skinned man, that's why he's the intimidating entity that he is, because he's a dark-skinned man.
Yeah,
like your father.
Dark-skinned men are considered tougher, scarier, more of a threat than light-skinned men in society. So I think that it would have been important and should have been made a point that it wasn't Will Smith. And I say that as a person who loves Will Smith and like everything he does, but Will Smith didn't need this job. And I'm sure he'll do a great job, but he didn't need this. We could have definitely given this opportunity to somebody who needed it and should have had it and worked for it and would have done a great job with it. And like you said, X, the movie is going to get watched anyway. Yeah. Like, what was the point of saying, but we need Will Smith. We need the budget of Will Smith. Will Smith is great, but there are other great actors.
Oh, yeah. The Fresh Prince. And that's, hey, look, on the other side, that's my guy now. You know, I grew up trying to act like him, but this was just so forced. It was like, oh, man, he's going crazy on social media right now with all this crazy Jason Derulo shit he's been doing. Let's go ahead and use that fan base he got and throw him in this role, let him grow his beard out and shit. And like, when I watched it, I was not convinced. Yeah. I was not. I was like,
it already out?
No. I was watching the trailer that everybody was like, you know, wow, we need this. Will, dude, the world needed this right now, Will. And I was like, no, we didn't. No, not this.
And it's funny that people are saying like, oh, the world needed this right now. It's like, no, the world needs for dark-skinned people to get roles that are literally dark-skinned people, and they just need a seat at the table. That's all. That's all we want. We don't want more seats. We just want the same amount of seats. That's it.
They just keep missing the point. They keep missing the bigger picture every time.
And the shit people say to like defend colorism, like I'd be like, yo, you sound like a white person right now. Or you sound like a homophobic person right now. Like like I said on my story, it is all the same shit. These people just want equal access. That's it. Whether it's gay, trans, dark skinned, black people, black men, black women, Hispanic people, whoever. That's it. And so when y'all come with y'all, oh, I don't get it, I don't understand. You sound like the oppressor in any other situation. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same exact thing. And I don't want to bring this back to the baby situation, but to me, it was like I was watching all these black people like act like this wasn't a problem. But then publicly, black people keep getting humiliated on the internet for their race and their skin color. And it's like, y'all don't see what's wrong with this. And it's like, all right, let's just replace black person with LGBTQI person or dark skinned person. And now look, it makes it.
Or the people who pretend like you cannot be both. They be like, why do we want to work for all these gay rights and we don't even have black rights? I feel you. We should have black gay rights.
We should have black, gay, dark skin rights. We should have black, gay, dark skin,
all of the things.
Women
like
rights.
Said, I've come from difficult circumstances. So have the gays. So have people who cannot afford medical attention for their HIV or AIDS. These people are coming from being in the hood, being dark skinned, coming up in poverty, and being gay and having medical issues that they can't tend to. So yes, people come from difficult situations, difficult circumstances, and have to get it out the mud. But you are not the only, and you are not even the deepest of the intersection of people who have to do it.
I would almost say a gay black man gets treated worse than a straight black man. And man.
Look, you know what? And the best example is y'all are throwing Lil Nas X into an argument he ain't got shit to do with. Why? Because he is gay.
Nothing.
So DaBaby is black and male. Not Lil Nas X is gay, black, and male, and y'all are throwing his ass in the shit, talking about you would beat his ass if he did this,
complaining about his sexuality only because it's gay. Because in every other performance, DaBaby's women are twerking on stage, they're stripping on stage, they're basically naked on stage. You're pretending to hump them on stage, kiss them on stage.
He was getting his dick sucked in the last video.
Huh?
And white woman, but you know,
he said that he was getting his dick sucked in the last video. And that's the thing. It's like we just want to pick and choose when something is too much. Like, oh, I don't want my kids watching gay shit on TV, but you let them like it. Because I remember when people were coming out saying like Lil Nas X kissing that dude at the BET Awards was too much. It's like, okay, as long as you had that same energy when them two white girls was kissing back in early 2000s at whatever award show that was.
Three white girls.
So it's just hypocritical because it's like if you didn't have attitude, then you can't have attitude now. Because like Kid Fury said, and he's a gay black man. I seen a lot of straight shit growing up, and it didn't make me straight. So watching gay shit is not gonna make y'all gay unless you are already.
Unless you're trying to be straight.
You know, unless you're trying to be straight. So
I didn't know he said. I didn't know he said that. I didn't know he said trying. It's like there's a lot of guys out here trying. Like I'm just
why would you let somebody kiss another man in front of your kids? Like,
I'm just gonna imagine someone's just like, ooh, Lil Nas, stop it, stop. You know, Lil Nas actually alludes to that. In the video, he has like a cop watching his video as he's like dancing on the devil or whatever, and the cop's like licking his lips and shit, basically talking, kind of giving to the point that all the people like that's trying to. I wish you would have did a. Never mind. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but you can see like he's kind of saying like, yeah, the people that are bashing me the most are the ones undercover really watching and liking it, and they hate themselves for it. But then that's a bigger problem.
Like, if y'all got all this shit to say, I'm starting to think y'all gay too. And I think he was the one who reposted that meme people made of DaBaby in the belly shirt and Lil Boosie like in his new incarcerated gay video. I have not seen like probably any of the Lil Nas videos, but that's just because I don't really watch a lot of videos, and it's just not really. I don't really want to see someone twerking on the devil. That's just not my.
Did that nigga perform in a
It don't bother me. I just don't care to see. I don't go out my way. So when people are like, "This shit is being shoved down our kids' throats," they could not watch it. You could not watch it. I haven't seen any of them because I'm not going out my way.
Y'all are going looking for. Y'all are literally that man that was like, I saw WAP by accident the other day.
How you accidentally see that? You could accidentally see a clip, maybe if it come across your screen, but if you sat there and watched it, that's not accident.
Yeah, you saw that shit, and that's okay.
I didn't want to take it too far off of what Sydney was talking about with bringing him back into that conversation, but to that Will Smith movie point, I've learned that representation over the years. I've learned how much it really matters, because they've done experiments with children where they show them two different dolls, and they literally say which one is pretty, which one is ugly. And they can, if they point at this lighter doll, there's only one explanation for it. I've even grown to admit to myself at the women that I've ever pursued in life. And I'm like, my mother looks like this. My sister looks like this. My sister is dark skinned. And I've never been involved with anybody that look anywhere close to how they are. And it's like, if these are the women I'm around the most, what else could have influenced me? Well, all that TV I was watching, these big-eyed, light-skinned, flowy haired women. I never even got a chance to, unless you got one of those types of parents, because most of our parents don't even love that about themselves anyway. But I never got a chance to love the fact that Black women's hair defied gravity, or that there was so much power within melanin itself. The closer you are to the melanin, the better. And so, like, you know, when you come out with such a big film like this, and then especially, honestly, I wish he would have declined the role, you know, because it's kind of like with him being so pro this and pro that, and as woke as that family seems to be, you would think they would be like, they would look at the picture of this dark-skinned man and say, they just don't look right, you know. Maybe he could play like Barack Obama or something, you know, that might work. I could fuck with that. And I
literally said to somebody, I was like, the same way Halle Berry was like, ooh, I was gonna take that trans role, but the girls are in my DMs. Y'all right, my bad. I was like, it's the same shit. And the person was like, no, it's not. And I was like, how is it not? Trans people have struggles that we know statistically. Dark-skinned people have struggles that we know statistically. Representation of trans folks has been bad. Representation of Black and or dark people has also been bad. So I'm like, it's literally, again, insert the intersectionality and you can keep the sentence the same, because it's all the same shit, just happening to different people based off of whatever the thing is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see where the counter argument ever comes in at. I would literally just say, let's let a white lady play Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks.
You would be like,
everybody would go crazy. That doesn't make any sense.
And that has been suggested. We've talked about it on the show.
Right. That doesn't make any sense. And again, in a world where we have equality, girls have a good time. Not talking about a white woman playing Harriet Tubman. I'm talking about like, whatever, cool. Light-skinned people can play dark-skinned people can play light-skinned people, cool. But since we know it's not like that, then no, girl, you can't play this part. And you should have said no.
Right. But, you gotta think of it as like a big ass. You remember on the original Space Jam where that white guy was digging up that golf hole to find Michael Jordan? That was a big ass hole. And that's how and the hole that people have dug over the years for the oppression that is even bigger than that. Yeah. This is how I feel like people think. They're like, they dig that big ass hole, then they grab a little crumb of dirt and they like, all right, cool. Here we go, throw that in there and that'll fix the problem, and throw a big ass rug over it or something. It's like, no. Until you can fill this big ass hole with those hundreds of years of oppression, at that point, once the ground is leveled again and we're even, which is virtually impossible at this point, because damn, have you heard some of the conversations these people have?
I know.
Then at that point, once it's leveled out, then we can start saying, hey, why you gotta make it about race? Why you gotta make it about color? Right. We're not even yet. Y'all are already 100 laps ahead. Let us catch up. You know, let the oppressed catch up. And then we can talk about, let's not make it about this. Let's not make it about color. Let's not make it about whatever it is. Too bad. I mean, the hole is too damn deep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I know we need to move on, but I literally be like, damn, actually I lost my train of thought. Anyway, moving on to blank while black, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yes. Sid, do you have something? Because I have like a question for the people.
Oh yeah, mine is basically a question too. And it was kind of what I was saying earlier about, is the culture in and of itself toxic? When you were saying the thing about the pussy smelling like water, big dick this, you know, just all the things that are going on. I heard on the streets while I was hood reporting that the Black women are mad that DaBaby is not necessarily that he's getting canceled because of his homophobia, but because we neglected to cancel him when he, you know, embarrassed those Black children on the internet, when he has physically abused Black women and people in general. He's allegedly, and I don't think Black women specifically are mad about this, but he's allegedly killed somebody. And then it was he's apparently also a color racist. Now these things I do not know to be true, but I just wanted to bring it up more so for like a philosophical question I have for you guys. Like I was saying, like, so is the culture toxic? Because we do just let people do, we got the R. Kellys, honey, we got the Bill Cosbys, we got the DaBabys, we got the T.I.s, we got the Boosies. We just let the people run amok, and we be like, oh, it's fine. And then and then I want to say this, and then of course I want to open the floor up to hear what you guys had to say. Because apparently T.I. was like, the gay community is bullying rappers. The gay community did what the fuck it was supposed to do. You verbally abused our community and spread misinformation about something that affects our community, being HIV and AIDS. We're not the only ones that carry this disease, but it is something that we deal with in our community. Like all of us deal with it in our communities. And they said, well, girl, you're cut off from the community. To which I was like, the Blacks and everybody else should look at what the gays just did and saying, when you do harm to the community, girl, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, whoever the fuck, Chris Brown, whomever, you're cut off until you do better. So I don't think they bullying shit. They did what they were supposed to do, saying, oh, you thought you was gonna get these coins. We canceling all this shit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my question is the culture toxic, and do we allow it to be toxic? Because we do just sit by and let shit happen.
I think that because I'm thinking of people I know and people I talk to on a regular basis, we do our best to confront it, but I think the culture definitely is. It's like the argument where people be like, why can Black people rap about selling drugs? Because that's their experience, that's their lifestyle that whiteness has forced us into. So I get when you want to rap about your experience, but when you glorify, I think there's a difference between saying, this is what I've been through, and the difference between saying, we should all, this is fun, drug money, it can buy you what you want, et cetera, et cetera. I think that there's a difference between talking about your struggles and also glorifying your struggles, or glorifying them as something that other people should aspire to as well. I think that that's when it becomes toxic. I don't think just expressing what you've been through itself is toxic, but I think the glorifying of the very negative parts of it is toxic and should be like changed, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
or should be held to the fire to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not like DaBaby making a comment that's not the first time he said something homophobic. That's not the first thing he's said that was sexist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that he's made any other songs or comments about people with disease in general or not safe sex, but I know he brags about not having safe sex and raw dogging. So I guess you have to be a person who would say, how do we get mad at you for making the comment, but we're not mad at you for making the song? We have to be able to ask ourselves those questions. Because I listen to trap music, I listen to trash music, and we talked about on the show before how it's important for our mental health segment. We've talked about listening to mentally healthy music, and I'm like, I can honestly say I don't do a lot of that. And I think it manifests in you in a physical way. Yeah.
It reminds me, I saw this, it was a caption on an Instagram post from a very long time ago that I screenshot, but I just never have been able to forget it. And it was saying that we gravitate towards basically the things that are poisonous to us. Like, we eat unhealthy, we don't exercise, we listen to music that's trash, we watch television that is in one way or another trash, right? Like when we were talking about, and I'm not trying to get too far off subject, but Xavier was talking about, where do you get these ideas, right? I said to somebody recently, I was like, kids got everything they need. The adults around them ruin them. Watching shit on Disney, right? I'll be watching stuff now. That's So Raven, watching the episode. Oh, is the dark-skinned girl the villain? It's not to say that dark-skinned women can't be villains. It's in real life, we're just all human beings who happen to have dark skin or be gay or whatever it might be. And so some of us are quote unquote the villain, right? But it's just when this is the representation. Like I was thinking about an episode of Sister Sister where Gabrielle Union was blackmailing Tamara, and I'm like, Gabrielle Union just happens to be darker than Tamara, like yikes. And so it's like, it happened to Dejanay, right? Everybody hates Dejanay. She's a dark-skinned character. The Gross sisters are blue. They are literally the villains in the show. They are darker than Penny. And so bringing it back to the conversation, and some of it sometimes we don't even know, right? Like I was having a conversation with one of our friends from ECU, and she was like, my parents didn't even let me watch The Proud Family because they caught on to the colorism and was like, oh hell no, not in this house. But I told her, I was like, it's crazy to me that I even got to think about that shit as a parent. I'm thinking this is a show for children. It's safe. And all the while, y'all still putting this bullshit in there.
Well, kudos to those parents, because like Xavier said earlier about like the seeing yourselves or your parents talking about certain things, our parents or our families or our friends, a lot of them didn't realize that the things that they were saying and doing and projecting were because of their self-hate, their intrinsic self-hate that they put on, I don't want to say put on themselves, but that they exercise, you know what I'm saying? Like, so kudos to her parents for even seeing that, because
that's what I said. I had no
idea.
Blessing.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still other things, right? Because I'm like, what, 26 years old, maybe, when I read the article that said that all these characters that are villains have accents, which then teaches us xenophobia. It took me to be all this shit I done watched in my entire life. And it took me to be in 26 to read an article and go, oh, damn. It took me till I was 26 again to see that post on Instagram that was saying, like, look at all these characters that was on Disney that were the villains that were dark skinned. Even the dark skinned girl who I always thought she was really funny, but on That's So Raven, the one that would always hit Eddie, and you know what I'm talking about, she was one of but yeah, Bianca's like henchman or whatever. That was that girl. Is that name Bianca? I think that's her name. But yeah, like it is always that. And so I think it's like you really, and it sucks because we're so bombarded by things now. Like there's so much out there to stimulate you that I wonder how much time we're taking to reflect on these things so that we can do better, because we're gonna be people's kids gonna be talking about this shit 20 years from now if we don't do something about it now. If we don't say something like, oh, this is toxic, this is not okay, this is harmful to whatever community, let's do better. So, but like I said earlier, can we have rap music that doesn't objectify women, that isn't homophobic? Can we have comedy that isn't homophobic, that doesn't, like, apparently Mike Epps makes a joke about his baby mama looking like James Brown. Again, here comes the dark skin, here comes the coming for a woman's looks, when, you know, we live in a society where looks are king, they're God. It's like, can we live in a world where we have a good time without the expense of somebody else? That's my question. Because it's all
it's you know, they do say ignorance is bliss. And I will say, after, you know, I'm definitely forever grateful for becoming friends with you two, because just the paths that you guys have chosen has helped me to question a lot of things that I might not have questioned. So I can't say that I'm grateful that I kind of like that girl's parents for telling her what's up. You know, I've had people in my life to help me see things from a different perspective. So, you know, is the culture toxic? I do think so, 100%. I don't want to sit there and kind of half-ass that a lot, but I do think there was a bit of bliss in the ignorance of not having to think about that kind of shit all the time. Like not having to think about, damn, this song is degrading the shit. I just kind of want to be just fuck it, just living it up, and whatever happens. But you know, unfortunately, you can't do that. You don't want to. You just kind of just, like, for me, like, I enjoy Disney a lot. Like, I love Disney. Like, I would want to go on a Disney cruise. I love the whole shit. I love the songs to death. Like, I'm a Disney fan. But I know the history of Disney's now. Now that I know it, it's like, fuck, I can't go. And see, why would I pay him for this? You know
right.
So much.
See, I think maybe the key is saying we don't want this going forward anymore, right? Like Disney put those movies up on Disney Plus, and at the beginning it says, hey, we had some racist views back in the day, and we don't agree with that shit no more, but we know people love this movie, so enjoy. I think that's kind of where I am now, where it's like, for instance, I watched That's So Raven, and I think about the characterization of this dark-skinned Black girl, but I'll think about it, I'll say, this shit ain't right, we need to cut this shit, and then I go on enjoying the show. Same thing with Chris Brown's music, right? He's fucking terrible. He done beat women, he's a color racist, I could go on. But do I listen to his music and dance and live my best life and feel joy? Absolutely. So I think it's about feeling joy. It's about, I think, maybe understanding that these things are happening and saying we want a better future for the next generation, the generation after that. What can we do to change these things now? And then just enjoying what is now, what has been, and saying that I understand this shit is toxic.
Yeah, and
you know, I
with the conversations that are being had, because I don't think I kind of can see we be like, oh, I mean, I can understand it as this and know that mentally and keep enjoying it, because it kind of seems like,
right.
Not, I don't want to say counterproductive, but not productive.
Right.
Unless
that's
you're
what
saying,
I was gonna say.
Hey, Disney, let's call to action this. Or after the movie, maybe we could play discussions for kids, or make a cartoon that's like in the likeness of the film, to be like, these are some things about the movie, because there are movies about good things, there are movies about bad things. So even if you enjoy them, you could have a message at the end that says, did you notice in the film, this person had an accent, it was the villain? Let's talk about what that's called. Like when we assume that anybody with an accent is a villain, like there are things that they can do to move it forward. So I think that it does start with acknowledging it in a conversation, but also what is, and I hate to use this phrase because DaBaby just ruined it, but what is the call to action next? Yes, we can enjoy that the Gross sisters with some ashy girls. Then let's talk in the end of the episode, like why were they stealing kids' lunch money? And then we find out later,
right.
and they had hella kids, kind of like Dejanay, you know what I'm saying? But it's like Dejanay didn't go around stealing from people. So let's talk about why some people commit crimes, not because they're Black, not because they're ashy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but because this is what they might be going through at home. And these are conversations we can have around that, because those are the conversations that kids need to have. Those are the conversations that adults need to have. So I think that we can call to action something around and then still enjoy the art.
Yeah, but from perspective, life is always about perspective. So now we're at different parts of our life where we're able to look outside and then look into that shit. There are a lot of people that I know I've been in the studio with that are still in that shit. They're in those boxes of places. Right. And they just see it really as that. Like around their neighborhood, there's a lot of dark-skinned women who are like acting the ways that they portray them in TV, and they're like, hell yeah, that's exactly how that should be. These hoes be wilding and this and that and this and so that's their reality, because that's how they've seen people around them behave and the teachings in their community. When we were coming up, there was like maybe 3 pages about Black history and any type of Black teaching or anything. So they really, when you engrave something into somebody for shit, I didn't take my first Black studies class until my senior year of college. So it's very, it says hard to teach old dog new tricks. It's very tough to try to fix that over time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and I'm about to say, but I think that's to Aisha's point why it is important to do it with children. Like even Carter G. Woodson was talking about how it's hard to change racial formations post childhood. Like you got to get in there early with that stuff, and so I think that's why you do got to have those conversations early. But it's so many. It's very multifaceted, right? Because then we got to who teaching the kids and what kind of bullshit they passing down that they ain't thought about or understood how it's being harmful and this and the third, right? Like we have been literally on this podcast talking about how you got white teachers out here telling kids we finna have a slave auction to celebrate Black History Month. And it's like, but then also, how can I be mad at you when you never took a Black Studies class? We had to take Black Studies on purpose. Yeah,
you gotta go back and listen to some episodes, bro.
Yeah,
it's your problem. Yeah. You're not caught up. See what happens when you're not caught up in the living room.
And that's okay, because we're gonna keep moving forward. Because I know we're getting behind on time. So Aisha, you said you had a blank while black also, right?
Yeah. So my blank while black was, I just wanted to see if you guys could think of 1 or 2. Whatever instances at work where you experienced racism. And me and X talk often when he's at work. And so I've heard a few of those. Do you have any that you'd like to share in your blank while black? When you're just existing and working and minding your business while black, do you have any experiences in the workplace, rather from a customer or a coworker, of racism that you'd like to share?
Oh man. Just for the sake of keeping my job, I will say that I won't mention the name of my place of business, but over the past few years, a couple of years that I've worked with them, man, you'll have white people, older white men, they'll come in and feel that it's okay for them to bring up racial topics and give their opinions thoroughly of what's going on, and even say, these Black people out here they're doing too much. What you think? And it's kind of like, you do know, like, hey, I'm right here. I've had an old white guy actually grab me and say, tell me what I was going to do. And I went to my management about it, because if you hit somebody, you're done, and it was like, hey, things like that happen. I'm like, what? Things like this happen? Like that's not a thing like that happens. Thing like that happens is somebody being a little frustrated from their experience over the phone, but them coming to me and mentioning all, racial slurs that I get from people on the job, and even management having racist opinions about, like, for example, most recently, one of my managers had something to say about Simone. And was like, oh, like, I was like, I can't believe you think what she did was okay. I was like, why not? I mean, who did she let down? She let down America. I was like,
America lets her down every day, but okay.
I was like, are we talking about the same America? So, now we're back and forth on this shit. And it's kind of like, why do I even got to work with these type of people, man? So it's just, I just want to go there, make my money and leave. But, it's just that every day, man, it's something.
That was the specific part of the question. I'm like, we experience racism like everywhere and anything. But I was like, it's crazy that we have to experience it at work. When y'all know y'all shouldn't even be talking about this shit at work. Why are you even talking to me?
Yeah, during those riots and shit, man, I had a security guard that we had to hire security. Okay, nice guy. I hate to even have to say it like this, but a nice guy, had locks and everything. Black dude. And the fact that I have to say he was a nice guy is crazy because it's like, this is how I have to talk to white people. Like, he's not that guy that you're seeing.
Nice guy.
That you think he's just, you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. I even got to explain it. It's not that. But anyway, you got this, this white guy comes in with the Make America Great Again hat and pushes my man through the door. And this guy could have, obviously he's a bigger guy, could have beat the shit out of this old man, but he didn't. And you can see the look on his face like, damn, there's really absolutely nothing I can do about what's happening to me right now. And my company decided to issue are you okay? Issue some type of, hey, are you guys okay? But they decided to issue like this, are you guys okay? Maybe 2-3 weeks after all of this was going down, after George Floyd had gotten murdered and all these things. And I was like thinking to myself, if this was the 9/11 or if this was something where a bunch of white people had died, you guys would have probably given us the fucking week off. But here you got all these black workers and somebody getting killed on TV in front of us. And we're seeing this over and over and over. Nothing, no type of, and then Black History Month comes up and I'm like, hey, is it okay if I wear a pin that's, that says, Black Lives Matter or something just to represent my day? Absolutely not. You may offend somebody. So, it's just crazy. And then, we then have to celebrate all these other racist ass holidays and shit.
Sid, did you have any specific instances at work, in the workplace, of experiencing racism?
I had a customer say that Colin Kaepernick, they should just but besides, and of course I'm like, oh yeah, actually, and the same guy also said like, yeah, what about all that black on black crime? And mind you, he was just going on, like, I think something was not, he was a little off to me in general, but as he, continued to go on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you finish.
He was a coworker or like a customer?
No, he was a customer. And I'm just like, I'm gonna let you finish because, sometimes I was leaving me feel like wasting my time and energy on people who I know is gonna have these racist ass ideas anyway. But when he got to the black on black crime, I was like, step into my office, girl.
I got time today.
Because I know for a fact, like, crime is just, it's a proximity thing. It's intraracial. There's white on white crime, black on black crime, Asian on Asian crime, whatever crime, in your neighborhood crime. That's just how that works. So I literally told him that, and I can't remember what his response was, but I was like, I'm gonna lose my job today if I have to, because this is where I draw the line. I have been to school, I have been educated, I have a whole degree in this shit, and I'm gonna let you know today that that's some bullshit. Even if you walk out of here saying the same shit, this black girl here is not gonna let you go on perpetuating that bullshit, because I've had enough. And I know what it does to my community type thing. But yeah, that, and then like I said, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like I said, when he was saying all that, I was like, I'm not even gonna do this. And that's what I think sucks. Like, when I think about people giving like people in customer service a hard time, I already think you a weak bitch anyway, because I can't cuss your ass out because I'm at work, I'm gonna lose my job. I can't fight you because I'm at work, I'm gonna lose my job. And that's kind of how I felt about this situation. Like, I can't really get in your ass like I would if we was just on the street somewhere or whatever. Like, I'm gonna let this go because I'm not trying to have my white manager have to have a sit down with me or whatever. Kind of like when Molly was like, yeah, I said nigga in my mental health session with my therapist, and he wanted to unpack that shit. Like, I'm like, I don't need my white manager coming up to me like, oh, let's talk about, no, we're not. But when he said that shit, I was like, and that's enough. So yeah,
and action.
Right. I literally was like, oh, black on black crime, you say?
It literally makes my ears hot. Like,
oh, you got paid. You did that on the clock.
Oh yeah, I was like, but it was real quick. I basically was like,
you got paid.
Right.
You know?
I was like, crime. It was real quick though. Like it took me no time to say crime is interracial. The people kill the people. Whites, blacks, and we're good. Okay, your total is 106.
And you know this, Connor. So that's shut the fuck up. Just
Hey, Sydney, can I ask you something? So, do you think that a lot of the fact that we can't get, I guess, really express ourselves or really get out of these situations is because of a lack of wealth in the Black community? Because you're thinking about, again, white manager. Like my general manager was a Black guy, but the person above him was white, and the person above them was white. When it was white all the way to the top, it's a lot of white people that run a lot of shit. Do you think that, because I was going to say that earlier when we were talking about the representation on like movies and the Disney thing, like there are probably a lot of other people that make films and shit that we could enjoy, but they can't do it on a level like Disney and make it that kind of production due to the money situation. So now it's like, I'm thinking about when you're talking about you being at work, it's trickling down. Like technically you shouldn't even have to work at a place like that, but you can't just say, you know what, I'm out of here and still live, you know, because of you know, the wealth situation.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What's funny about this is I actually now do be like, no, I could leave. Like I might, and especially because I live at home, my parents, I can get another job. I have 3 months worth of expenses saved up. So if I really be not with the shit, I could. But I actually do not think our problem, well, a lot of the problems, like when you talk about from a revolutionary ideology standpoint, from all the revolutionaries that I have read, say that our problems are both a class and a race problem. But I think it's an individualistic problem, because when you're talking about what you're saying, me and Aisha were just having this conversation earlier, Black people do have enough money. That's why, like, and I don't want to get too far off topic here, but that's why I don't celebrate Black billionaires. What did Rihanna becoming a billionaire do for the Black community? I think that we forget that Black people have always had money. Historically, there were free Black people who owned other Black folks. So individual Black folks having money don't do shit for the Black community. And if it had, we'd already be good by now. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Kanye West, all them niggas got enough money alone to change the way shit functions if they wanted to. And not just them, a whole bunch of Black niggas that ain't famous got money. It's just the fact that we have been taught to care about ourselves and the people who do things for us, which is still just caring about ourselves, right? Like, I'm doing this nice thing for you because I want you to love me back. I'm doing this nice thing for you because I want you to make me laugh and make me smile and give, and let's have a conversation and that kind of thing. If we thought on a more communal level, because even Rick Ross, right? My friend was saying that Rick Ross by himself has enough land to have like 10 Black Wall Streets. Just Rick Ross. Probably just Tyler Perry. But we care about ourselves. That's not to say that Tyler Perry don't do great charity things, but charity just begets more charity. If charity were working, we wouldn't need charity still. So it's nice to like, do those small things like, oh, you need food right now, here's the food, on some Black Panther type shit. But when people understood history, the full spectrum of it, you understand that those were survival programs pending revolution. They did that to further like show you the chasm between what the government is saying is doing versus what it's actually doing, and why you need to wake up so we can actually fix these problems. That's what they were doing. And so charity is supposed to be, I'm gonna help you with this need right now, but let's figure out a way to end the cycle, or else we're just gonna keep on doing charity. But going back to your question, yeah, I don't think it's, we don't have money. Yes, we do. It's a racist thought to think Black people don't have money. What Black people are you talking about? Black people, this whole Bill Cosby situation, his land was he had land where there was oil or some shit. But Bill Cosby is also, I don't like to use the word coon, but just so we can be on one subject, I think we all know what that means. But they say Bill Cosby be cooning. So another one, right? Oh, they only Bill Cosby in jail. So I'm getting a little off topic. Bill Cosby going to jail because he was trying to buy NBC. The Bill Cosby that don't really be fucking with niggas like that, I'm supposed to be mad that nigga was gonna buy NBC and now he can't because he was raping women. Because what was him buying NBC gonna do for a Black person like me, one that's hella Black and not trying to do the respectability politics shit? Yeah. It's like we really be celebrating shit that don't do nothing for us. We got some lingerie out of the deal with Rihanna, but what has her becoming a billionaire done for all of the rest of us? Told us we could become billionaires? That's great. That's cute, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think she does a lot for community in general, but I think to your point, it's not a whole. It's, what you can do for villages that she's worked in communities in certain cities that she worked in, which is great. And it's one person, but yeah, the whole is the big picture. And especially if everybody's not working together, everybody that has money, because like we said, there are lots of rich Blacks. If we all work together, we could really accomplish a lot of shit, but it's like, we just can't get on the same page because we're all individualistic as fuck.
Yeah. And think about like what I might have in money, Aisha may have an intellectualism, right? Like she can come and tell me how I could use my money to help the Black community, right? And that what Kanye be talking about. He a rich Black, so he get to talk to Elon Musk and shit, right? The genius. He a rich Black, so he get to talk to Jeff Bezos and shit. Like what I may have in money, you might have in brain power. What you may have in brain power might be what you have in physical power. We could put all that together and change the whole way this landscape is shaped out. But like Aisha just said, we just too individualistic and we keep moving the bar. Oh, I'll do something for the community when I get to my million. Okay, I got my million, but I need more because I'm really living outside my means. So when I get to my billion, I'll do something for my community. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Tyler Perry don't do great things. It's beautiful that Tyler Perry thinks to go in the grocery store and buy everybody groceries today. But again, why do you need to buy other people's groceries? Like, again, not trying to get too far off topic, but somebody was talking about Dr. Dre being a billionaire and his daughter being homeless. That makes all of us look bad. All of us could take care of each other if we wanted to. It's like Aisha be saying, if you don't get a charity now, you think you're gonna get a charity when you got $1 billion? Because if you wanted to, even if it's $1, it's something. If everybody gave $1, there are 7 billion of us on this planet. If everybody gave $1, if all your followers gave you $1, you have $5,000, right? If all your followers gave you $1, you'd have $23,000. You know what you can do with that? But we don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, let's move on. We are getting to be a lengthy episode this one, which is all good. It's all been really good conversation. I appreciate you guys. There's nobody else I wouldn't want to have this treyway with. Moving on to say what now?
All right.
There was an interview with Dax Shepard, Ashton Kutcher, and Mila Kunis Kutcher, and Monica Padman. And in this interview,
oh Lord.
The topic of washing your ass came up, and Dax Shepard said you should not be getting rid of all that natural oil on your skin with a bar of soap every day. It's insane. And then the couple, Ashton and Mila, shared that they were in the same boat by saying, Mila said, I don't wash my body with soap every day, but I wash my pits, my explicitives, and my holes in my soles. As for her husband, Ashton, he said, I wash my armpits and my private area daily and nothing else. Monica Padman is a Indian American woman. And she said, I cannot believe I'm in the minority here of washing my whole body in the shower. Who taught you not to wash? And then Mila also said, when I had children, I also didn't wash them every day. I wasn't that parent that bathed my newborns ever. That's how we feel about our children. We're like, ugh, if something smells, then we'll wash them. If you can see dirt on them, we'll wash them. But otherwise, there's no point.
I just want to say this literally is the best example of how we are really at the mercy of our parents when we are children, because them children didn't ask to come into this world and not be bathed.
Ashton's baby said, there is fecal matter up my back. And Ashton said, fucking A. Okay, I'll wash you this week, but don't ask for shit else. Literally.
That is wild. And I saw this.
When I was reading the article, I was like, this is nasty. This is nasty. When I saw Monica say, I cannot believe I'm in the minority here, people washing my ass. And I looked up who Monica was because I didn't know who she was. And I said, that's why, girl. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally in the minority and in the minority. Yes.
I was like, I really like Mila Kunis. I ain't saying I'm gonna cancel her, but I'm like, I could have went the rest of my life and not known this, because now I feel like
I don't think it's cancelable. I just don't want to know that you only wash your like coochie hole in your pits, and then you're like, but my neck, my legs, my arms, ugh.
I feel like I'm gonna be watching, What Happens in Vegas, which has Ashton Kutcher, or Friends with Benefits, which has Mila Kunis, because I love a good white thing. And I'm going to be enjoying myself. And then I'm going to look like that meme of Drake when he's in the club and everybody else going up and he just sitting there like, oh my God. I feel like that's going to be me, because I'm randomly in the middle of the film going to be like, this bitch don't take baths.
So I read the article and there was a part saying that they don't wash if they haven't participated. They're saying that your activities that they participated in didn't require them to wash their skin. For example, going to the gym or being out on a hike. Now that the conversation has kind of been going though, so they're saying they wash the private areas.
Here's the thing.
Wait. No, I want to hear this.
I don't know if it's because my great grandmother's white, but maybe they got they're on to something in a way, because there are a couple of different things that white people do that black people don't do. For example, black people aren't supposed to wash their hair every day, right?
I would like to be clear that let's not make this a white thing, because my family members bathe. I don't know no white. My personal family washes their ass.
Okay, let me ask you this, because there's a lot of things that people don't do that's right. Because I know a lot of people that use only one rag.
Oh yeah, that's disgusting. Real quick.
Okay.
When I found out that some of my friends, and not the ones on this, I mean, maybe the ones on this podcast, clearly not Xavier, maybe not. I don't know what Aisha does. It's okay. You know, God bless y'all.
She only uses one rag.
I don't use a rag. I think the rags are gross to me.
Okay, because when I found out, I reuse my towel. I'm gonna say this and I'm done. I know we're running long. But when I found out my friends was using the same washcloth every day, like more than once, excuse me, real quick. I remember learning that it's hard to get fecal matter out of shit. So you telling me that the same rag that was in your ass last night is now up here, over here? Oh no, ma'am. I don't even use the same washcloth on my face every day. I don't play that shit, okay? And it's not because I'm black. That shit is nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know about a white black thing, but also I thought that was disgusting, because I'm like, you can't say, well, I didn't go run a mile today, so why should I wash my arms and legs? You get in your bed with your dead skin cells on your sheets.
Yeah.
And you don't wash your ass. I know you don't wash them sheets. I know you don't, girl. And don't fucking lie about it. You don't change your sheets every week. And I know you don't do that because you don't even wash your ass every week, apparently. So you crawling.
You got a point. Hey,
now the
dead skin cells is a point. That's a point.
Farting in your sleep. You're shedding skin cells. I will never forget. I was probably like 8 years old when that episode of Oprah came out, and she was talking about you need to change your mattress at least every 8 years, for one, because that's what the mattress companies tell you, but for two, because your mattress is full of dust mites and dead skin cells and everything else. You're like basically sleeping on like parasites and microscopic organisms that are eating your dead skin cells out of your mattress.
Right on.
And you're telling me you don't even wash your ass before you get in the bed because you didn't go run a mile? Ugh. God. No.
Hey, look, let me ask you. Hold on. What point in time of like how many hours counts as too much? Like, is there an hour time limit where the skin cells start to die? Like say if you're walking around,
constantly are dying off. But if you're laying still for 8 hours every single day, year after year after year, I'm gonna have to post a link to the video or something of the Oprah episode where she was talking about mattresses and how basically gross they are. And I was like, yeah, because we wash our sheets, but things get past our sheets.
So you're saying that after you go outside, you need to wash before you eat. But I'm saying if you've just been in the house all day, you not get back in your bed.
You need to wash your body once every day.
But here's the thing. They said they get in the shower and they wash their armpits, their coochie.
Yeah, but I'm saying
after. But I'm like, girl, you're already in the shower. Just wash it all.
Yeah, but if you've been, first of all, I don't even understand how they don't get on there. Well, they just don't use the soap. But if you've been in the house all day for the whole day, are you during that day? Is there a point in time where you're not able to get in your bed because of dead skin cells?
I personally like a 2 a day. I'm a 2 a day person. Maybe that's why I got dry ass skin. Don't care. I personally am not going to wake up, have a whole full day, even if that's in the house, you still sweat. Sweat isn't just pouring out of your skin. You're still sweating. You're still perspiring. Liquid is still leaving your body via your pores in your body. So you still sweat every day, whether you work out every day or not. You are still sweating. You are still accumulating odor.
So you won't get back in your bed?
No.
I don't believe
it.
No, I don't.
I believe it from her.
You'll see when you come here. I am a freak. I keep this shit together.
I'm about to say, Aisha, I know, of course, the girls will go all day and not take a shower if they ain't been out the house. Or like you said, I didn't run today or whatever type of thing. I think everybody is different, but I do think and I think it depends on what you believe in, right? Because as we're having this conversation, I literally keep thinking about how Malcolm X was saying that you're supposed to bathe once a day. Like that was, and I don't know if that was traditional or Western Islam he was talking about at the time, but like you're supposed to bathe once a day. So I think, that's all I got right now to go off of. Cleanliness. Even cleanliness is next to godliness. So you should take a bath, your whole body, neck, face, behind the ears,
belly button,
why
belly
not?
button,
I don't understand.
belly button,
bottom of your feet. You should wash the end from here
From the rooter to the tutor.
To the bottom of your feet once, at least once every single day. That's what they say, no matter what you did.
Hey, that whole changing the rags every day thing is definitely, that's in the schedule too.
Man, when I go to somebody's house and they got a stiff rag somewhere, I'm like, oh my God.
When I heard that my friends, because these are my friends that do this. When I heard that my friends say they use the same rag more than once, I literally thought to myself, because the first thing I thought was that I remember learning that fecal matter is hard to remove from things. Like basically, once that rag is in your ass, if there's any kind of fecal matter there, which if you ain't got a bidet, there probably is, you just microscopic type shit, it's in that rag. And so I was like, so you saying that the shit from your ass last night is now on your chest? That's what you're saying?
Hold on, bro.
And that's assuming they don't use it.
Wait. Hey, look, I talked to Aisha about this before. This is assuming that you're not referring to thorough washers now. I mean, wipers, because like I am a thorough wiper.
Matter on their towel is what he's saying.
I'm a thorough wiper.
Men are not gonna have fecal matter on their towels. Is what
no, because after I shit, I'm gonna. The last tissue that's used should be able to be used again. Is how clean that piece of tissue is gonna be.
If you ain't got a bidet, there is microscopic fecal matter on that. You know how I know? Because there's fecal matter in the air in the bathroom. Now, I remember when I learned you to put the toilet seat down before you flush.
Oh yeah.
So let's say, mind you, that's funny, right, love? Because let's say you didn't do that, right? Now there's fecal matter on the toilet paper that you're using to wash your ass with for when you flush the toilet. So back to what I just said.
Yeah.
I am not using the rag that was in my ass.
Nah. I feel
look, because now the girl's about to be like, you put the rag in your ass? Yes, because that's how clean I'm trying to be. The rag is in my ass, and it's not going to be on my chest.
Oh, the rag's in my ass. Oh, yeah. Yeah, rag's in the ass. Yeah, rag.
Yeah, like I am not going to put that shit rag on my shoulder the next day. That's not happening. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
But Queen, were you done with your say what now?
Yes.
Okay, I have one that's real quick. I want to say one thing to the girls. 2 passengers flying from the United States to Canada have now been fined each nearly $16,000 for submitting fake vaccination papers. To which my one and only comment, which is a question, is, was it worth it, girl? That's all I gotta say.
Say what now? You mean
how much did you say?
You mean to tell me that shit was $3.99 and they pay $16,000? God damn.
$16,000.
Right. Which if you don't want to get a vaccination, that is your business, girl. Right. We can have the culture war about it all day. But to now have to pay $16K when most motherfuckers can't afford an unexpected $500 bill, bitch, I know you regret that shit. I know they was sick as fuck. Like kind of like when you lie to your mom and then you get caught and your stomach drop into your asshole. I know that was how they felt when they got that $16,000 bill. All because you wanted to lie when you could have just said, I ain't got no vaccine, girl. Meaning I guess you can't take your ass to Canada, which I think you can. You just have to quarantine and shit. You have to go through multiple tests. But it's like, for what, girl? For what? To not wear a mask on the plane?
Was this Sounds About White or was this what was this?
Sounds About White is renamed to Say What Now, and this is Say What Now, but we are done with Say What Now. Mm-hmm. And moving on to Sexpectations.
Oh boy.
I think that the dance is giving that Sydney has one.
Oh God.
I do. You have
only dances and smiles like this when she has a tacky one to ask.
Oh boy.
No, it's not even tacky. Y'all ready?
Yes.
So someone said, and I want to hear y'all's thoughts because I haven't come to a conclusion on the facts of the matter yet. But someone said, if you have an aversion to any hint of femininity in a man, you have internalized misogyny. And misogyny, just so the girls were all on the same page, is defined as contempt or dislike or ingrained prejudice against women. So, thoughts, people? Thoughts?
You're saying basically if you see any femininity in a man and you decide
disgusted, you like I'm not. You're disgusted. You're like you have an aversion. It ain't I feel nothing or I like this or this is fine. If you are like on your Boosie shit, if you turn into little Boosie when you ain't had a Snickers, you are you have some ingrained
prejudice. I think we all have internalized everything. So, but I'm trying to think of a specific instance.
That what's femininity in a man? What do you mean? Like,
you know, I think that's kind of player choice. You know what I'm saying? Because some people say wearing a dangle earring, right? Didn't that dude say on Twitter?
Wearing an earring like this, does this make you gay? I think you gotta fuck another nigga to be gay, bro.
Yeah, that type of shit. Maybe wearing pink, maybe talking with your hands, maybe if you walk a certain way, maybe if you like to wear dresses, if you like to paint your nails, basically women shit, which we know that's not really a real
I don't
thing.
think I'm disgusted by anything. I think I might be like that.
Aisha, because you definitely sent me that picture of Drake standing on that mirror.
I wasn't disgusted, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm disgusted. There's things that I don't like or wouldn't want my partner to do or whatever, but I don't think it's because it disgusts me or because I'd be like, he's gay. I'd be like, that's, whatever. That's an interesting choice. Like,
no.
I don't think
Why wouldn't you like it,
gay? I just think it's an interesting choice I don't want my partner to make.
And see, you honestly don't even have to answer this for yourself. I'm just saying, do you think that's true? Because I know sometimes it's hard to think about ourselves.
I think a lot of it can be misogyny. A lot of it can be homophobia. And I think that we all probably have pieces of different things within us, like of unlearning we still have to do. I'm not no perfect ally or any of those things. I think that I'm constantly a work in progress. There's a lot of things now that I don't even want to say the word tolerate, but accept and understand that I didn't before. I think that there's a lot more of it now is like not homophobia, but a lot of it is you have an idea of what masculine is versus an idea of what feminine is. And people will be like, oh, that man is feminine if he talks with a lisp or whatever, but it's like, how is that feminine? I don't talk with a lisp.
Yeah, that's why I was like, femininity is player's choice because it's all made up, right? Like it's all performance. But I think we know what those things stereotypically are. Like I think people might say, for instance, here's a good example. Billy Porter was saying, because I was literally thinking about this, right? I was like, it's really the hypocrisy for me. Nobody that I know of has a problem when Tiana Taylor posts her pictures looking and dressed like a straight up nigga on Instagram. It's fire. We love it. The girls go up. But if Billy Porter wears a dress to the Oscars, oh hell no. They are pushing the gay agenda on us.
Well, we're trying to be straight, goddammit.
Right. The girls be panicked. And Billy Porter was saying like there's something wrong with us if we are disgusted by a man in a dress, because what does it say about how we feel about women?
I don't think that when women do the quote unquote guy clothes that it is 100% masculine looking. She usually still has the
makeup on, but her outfit. But that's my whole point though. Because if Billy Porter ain't got makeup, wait. To go to your point, if Billy Porter got makeup on, or don't got makeup on, but he got a dress on, which is the same thing Tiana Taylor did, right? But in reverse, because Tiana Taylor got the makeup on, but the nigga clothes on. It's the same shit, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's literally the same shit in reverse. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think it is literally normal to not want to see boys be feminine, right? Like, rub some dirt in it, don't cry. We will let girls play with boys' toys all day. But if a little boy wants to play with a doll, the girls are losing their shit. When none of it has anything to do with anything. Little kids don't even know that this is a boy's toy and this is a girl's toy until we tell them, right? This is my opinion. And I'm not trying to at all, sway you. I just get real passionate.
When no. I'm not either way about it. When I speak that way, I'm just kind of I always try to see what the people's reasoning behind their viewpoints may be. Like when we were talking earlier about the guy on guy thing and the girl on girl thing, the girl on girl thing still seems a bit feminine to me. The guy on guy thing just seems not masculine at all at that point, or not to me, but I'm saying to people doesn't seem. It just seems like the masculinity is gone based on how it's defined at that point. When you got the two girl situation is different. So even with Tiana Taylor, there's an aura of femininity still there.
And see, I would
like
say
when a man does it, it's just like it seems. I guess people think it seems a little way away from masculinity.
Right, but that's my whole point though, is that to me it's still the same thing, right? Because Tiana Taylor is still a woman, even in these quote unquote, even in these nigga ass outfits that she's wearing. Billy Porter is still a man in this dress. Like, that's still a man. He still got the jaw structure. He still got the voice. He still got the face. He still got the man body type, build, whatever. He just happens to be wearing a dress. So to me, I just, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I just always look at it as hypocritical, right? If girls can, quote unquote, play with gender, whether Tiana Taylor has a face of makeup on or not, because she don't always have on makeup. Sometimes she just be out here in some damn basketball shorts and a big ass t-shirt and the girls go up. But like I said, if Lil Nas X wears this floral print-ish shit or whatever to wherever he was at, it's too much. But it's literally.
So do you think people approach young MA the same way?
Women liking women doesn't make them less feminine, but men liking men makes them less masculine. And it's like, why? Because Tiana liking, I don't know, Rihanna people wouldn't be like, oh, she's masculine because
or Kalani.
I was gonna talk about my baby, but I don't like to bring her attention because I don't like people talking about my baby. So
you're right.
As far as I'm concerned, everyone should stop streaming her music because I want her for myself.
Yeah, please don't mess up Kalani. But damn, what did I just say? Damn, I forgot.
You talking about the Billy Porter thing or something?
Yeah.
You brought up something about Lil Nas, I think, but I don't know what you were trying to say.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Sorry, I had it, but I can't repeat it back to you.
I lost it again.
That's okay. That's cool. I don't know if y'all ready to move on or if y'all had any more thoughts about that, but did you have a sex expectations if y'all are ready to move on?
I have a sex expectations, and that is briefly bringing up that the Olympics were under fire for having quote unquote cardboard anti-sex beds. And what happened was Tokyo had a designer create a sustainable bed. So basically these things can be broken down. These mattresses can be washed. They can support one single person. They had to have 18,000 of beds. So they wanted them basically to be sustainable. This was part of the game sustainability plan, allegedly. But when it was posted on social media, it was presented as they have cardboard beds for the greatest athletes in the world. They have cardboard beds that are single person beds that only support the weight of one person, and therefore they are anti-sex beds. I don't know if that was the true intention, but that's what the website said. The website said it was actually because they wanted to be single person because it's, anti-corona and sustainable. Right. So whatever. Right. The reason doesn't really matter to me. I thought it was a funny point. But I brought up the cardboard beds because I've never had sex in a cardboard bed. And I wanted to ask the people, where is your dream sex location?
Damn, you went left. I didn't know. I thought we
I know. I was just
I thought you was about to say cardboard bed, or you fuck on a cardboard bed. I was gonna be like, yeah.
You know what? Because people be like, oh my God, anti-sex, that's so fucked up. I was like, that's crazy because you could have sex standing up. You could have sex in a tub. You could have sex in a shower. You could have sex in a car.
Would you like it with a house? Would you like it with a mouse?
You don't need no bed.
Yeah, that ain't stopping shit.
Yeah, I have never thought about this before. I'm gonna let Xavier go first or somebody else.
Where is mine?
Your dream sex location?
Who?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, it could be on a yacht. It could be in a plane. It could be outside in a park. Like whatever.
Now, I'm not trying to get India'd, so I'm good with the park situation.
Oh yeah.
What? I said I don't want to get India. Do you remember when the game was in the park with India? And it was like,
oh my God, that was awful.
Good on the park sit. Good on the park sit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I just thought of one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
It had to be between two places, which both probably won't work. One would probably be skydiving, and then the other would probably be underwater, like
Nigga, you trying to drown?
Deep down.
You're trying to break all your bones and fall out the sky or drown.
You know how fast skydiving is? You never been, have you?
How can you lunch while you're skydiving? I don't think
you would have to start. You would have to start as the plane is ascending because you don't have time to have sex in the air. Like there's no time.
I don't think so.
Like your wiener in the air, it would whip right off your body.
I'd just be like, come on, get back on my shoulder.
Your poor partner would have the wind flushing her cooch and it'd be dry.
You asked me about my dream place.
Okay,
I just think. What do you want me to say? I want to have my
you got it. You
dream
want to skydive or scuba dive
in the house.
I get it.
3 kids downstairs.
You want a free fall and you want a free ball and some pussy. I get it. I
think the ocean shit is sexy as fuck. I've seen like a little clip that popped up on Twitter, and I was like, oh, I know that shit probably ain't feeling like nothing, but that you can really control.
You saw people having sex underwater on Twitter. That's what you're telling me.
I did.
Apparently,
Twitter shows a lot of stuff.
That's what I've heard.
No, I know
Twitter
that,
is
but
where
I'm
the
saying
porn's
that somebody
at.
posted that. Were they in scuba uniforms?
No, they had the head thing on. They had like an oxygen head thing on.
I think I know what you're talking about. They was looking like Sandy from.
Yeah, and they was just smacking cheeks.
Sandy cheeks. I get it. I see what you did there.
I am weak.
Yep.
Aisha, you have a place? Because I'm still thinking. Maybe on vacation. I feel like vacations are good times. You know what I'm saying? Exotic locations and things. I'm gonna go there.
You say what's exotic? Like you mean out in the desert somewhere, or like in
Tanzania,
the jungle?
Just anywhere in Tanzania.
Okay, in a hut, just like Ace Ventura.
Why it's gotta be a hut? Because it's Tanzania, racist.
I'm saying like on Ace Ventura, like when he was with the girl, you know, it was like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. Of course I do. But okay, Aisha, are you thinking? Because I'm gonna go there.
I think I got mine.
I doubt you're gonna say an airplane because I know you don't even like being in cars and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say on a private jet.
How LA
an airplane because airplanes is that's just not good enough. Everything too small. It's too you can feel too many movements. But on
some temptation shit. Okay.
Yeah, on a private plane over like a Hermes blanket. Yeah.
Over a Hermes blanket. How LA is it?
I be seeing them on Instagram with their little Hermes blankets over the back of their PJ seats. Yeah.
I don't see. That's how you know I don't be knowing none of that shit is called. I'm gonna be like
Hermes is, but I don't know nothing about
no. I've heard of it, but I don't be knowing a bunch of like rich people shit. I'd be like, what?
I only know the rich people shit I see on Instagram, and everyone's rich on Instagram. So.
Listen, you're rich people.
I'm not rich people.
I wish I could give the girls something more exciting, but I didn't have time to think about this. Of all the things I thought of, this is not one of them. So.
Okay.
That's best I got for you is vacation. So
we can move on to Black. Sid's got one, and then I'm gonna alley-oop to mine.
Alrighty, I just want to say, because I know this might sound a little hypocritical after I just said, what does Rihanna having $1 billion have to do with the rest of us hoes? And so, yes, also, I think this is overpay, but nonetheless, it is history, and it is making way for equality, if you will. That's the way I'm gonna put the lens on this so I can celebrate
because you need to go ahead and sprinkle in Rihanna too while you at it, but go ahead.
I need to celebrate my queen mother, Angela motherfucking Bassett. Okay, just became the highest paid female actress of color in a network drama. She is now going to make $495,000 per episode of her show 911. I just love that this is Angela Bassett because y'all know how I feel about my queen. Apparently I think she just beat Viola Davis's $450,000 per episode that she made at the end of How to Get Away with Murder. So yeah, I'm always
don't know that, but she deserved every ducat. I'm not gonna lie, because that show was
yeah. And coming back to the representation of it all, both of these women are dark-skinned women, both extremely talented, both loved in our community. So super excited to see Angela Bassett getting the things that she deserves, honey, because although she hasn't been in a lot of things, she has been in the importante things. Okay, and I can only imagine what she got paid for. What's love got to do with it? So as far as I'm concerned, this is back pay. Oh, back pay. So yeah, shout out to my good queen Angela. So proud of you. So happy for you. Do great things. 911. I'm always here for the Angela Bassett thing. So that's my black on black support.
Alrighty, ready. My black on black support is gonna go to my dog, X Brody. I want to take this opportunity to talk about your album, talk about upcoming projects, talk about anything you want to share with our listeners so that they can tap in.
Well, dang. I did just release a little project. I would rather call the last one an EP that had the song that you guys heard in the beginning, Smile, on. It was just an opportunity for me.
Like 3 songs.
Most of the time.
I don't know.
But I don't know. When I think album, I think like almost like a book or something that really like is put together in a certain way. This was just a collection of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have
See, I think one of the dopest things that I got coming up that relates to that last project is I'm gonna throw another alley-oop. So this one you threw it off the glass, and then I had Sydney coming behind me, so I tossed mine off the glass. I got my one of my best friends to shoot a music video for the song Ready. We shot that downtown Charlotte, and it was crazy how we were being treated like celebrities down there. People kept coming up to us wanting to take pictures and can we follow you guys? And people were just watching.
Now these are the Charlotte celebrities I can get behind.
Yeah, so it was a crazy experience, and I can't wait to share that with everybody. I recently just got a feature with an artist from Winston-Salem. She goes by Tia Corinne. She signed to a pretty dope label, actually the label that kind of helped push DaBaby. But she's dope. She's dope. Not she's that shit's way separate from her. I've actually had a chance to sit and talk with her, man. She's a very humble, dope girl, man. But we came up with a new song called Superman. And we plan on doing a video for that will be shot and directed also by Sid the Great.
I'm excited.
Another movie.
I know you were talking about she's basically gonna bring her audience to you and vice versa, but I'm excited because I don't know. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard any of her music. So y'all's collab will be the first I've ever heard of her. So I'm excited to be introduced to this new artist.
Yeah.
You guys have created.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be dope. And then now I'm just kind of in the lab again, working on an entirely new actual album that I'm going to be completely vulnerable about and actually talk about. I think a lot of my music so far has been very vague, not necessarily speaking on specific moments, but just moments that made me feel a certain way. But now I'm going to actually tap into certain things and work with a bunch of different artists. The last song that I worked on, I actually mentioned you two in the song.
I know, right? That's what I said.
I said your names. I mean, it was brief. I think I was reminiscing back to I think it was last year, around the time of the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor situation, and especially the Breonna Taylor one really sat with me because I got a lot of Black women in my life. So that hurt me a lot because I thought about I don't think that anything happens for a reason. I think shit just happens, and that could have been anybody I know that for that to happen to. And I remember just waking up out my sleep, imagining, not trying to make it happen, but just saying like, what if that happened to one of you guys, and you guys have dreams, and in the verse I say, I might not clock in. My song just went top 10. Aisha just starred in the movie. Sydney directed the film, right? So I was mentioning how like you guys had these dreams, and it's like, and I say Brianna had a dream like that, but they kind of ended that shit. So this next project is gonna kind of go there.
Our age.
Right. It just
26 when we were 26.
Yeah, it just sucks, man, because it's like, damn, bro. You get to live in this bliss for a bit where you like not hearing shit, and social media really eats you up with it all at once, and it's a lot. So. But yeah, I got a lot of good music coming out, a lot of content coming out. Me and Aisha shot a video recently, which was pretty dope. I've actually been still getting a lot of good responses for that. But you keep calling it bi-coastal.
Come on,
bi-coastal
video. Come on, life coastal.
I need y'all to know that we were not in the same place. I do not own one of those fancy ass Jetson doors she has. I couldn't even get my little door in the video because I was like, what the fuck is that?
I'm trying. Don't nobody come looking for my door either.
That's a door for you, man. That's money.
And you pieced it together well. It looked a lot better than like I had in my brain. It looked really cute. It was a cute video. So if you haven't seen it, go to X Brody's Instagram and go check that out. I'll probably go ahead and post it on my feed as well, just because it's so cute and the people need to see it. So yeah, so X, you're coming up with some new projects. And we just kind of talked earlier about listening to more mentally healthy music and some non-toxic music. So if that sounds good to you, listen to mentally healthy things and less toxic music, go ahead and check out our brother X Brody.
Absolutely.
Doing the damn thing. And I'm very, very proud to have you as a friend. And a, you know, heterosexual, cisgendered, black, dark-skinned man who thinks the way that you think and are open the way that you are and are willing to learn. And one thing about X is that he's always willing to come to Sid and I with questions that maybe aren't prepared to be asked publicly. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes we like, I want to learn, but even when I ask, I might be met with, you know, people think that I'm trying to be offensive or something, or that I'm trying to be ignorant when really I want answers and I want people who can help me sort this out or point me in the right direction. And I think that's really important. I wish more men were like you. So
yeah, me too, for sure.
You, my dog, we're very proud to be your friend.
Hey, you guys make it a lot. You know, I was just talking to Faith about that. She was like, yeah, like she overheard, you know, sometimes we'll get on the phone just like we are right now and talk. And she was like, yo, I'm so glad you got friends like that. I'm like, yeah, I really couldn't imagine not meeting you guys. I don't know how my perspective of life would be without those conversations. So you guys have definitely opened my eyes to a lot. It's brought stress, I will say that, because now I start hearing and seeing shit in public and I'm like, that's not right.
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry. You know, I be in the club and shit and you know, people just talking about random shit, and I'm that guy that's now bringing up, you know, life situations like, hey, you know, you don't have to be that way, you know, and this.
You're a fine motherfucker. Won't you back that ass up? Can you guys can you believe this guy?
Oh, yeah, for real though. Like,
so y'all go check out X Brody. Find him on Instagram by that name. Go ahead and find him on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Tidal, the YouTube,
everywhere.
Find them everywhere. Stream, guys. If you have more than one streaming service, stream it on all of them. That's what I like to do. But yeah, you're gonna like it, especially like I like this project a lot. It's the entire EP is just called Hello, right?
Hello.
Y'all go find Hello because that's my shit right now. I did like Where Love Lives also a lot, but Hello is my shit right now. I love I was like, X, I'm gonna tell you my favorite songs. I'm gonna go through and listen. I'm gonna write down my favorites. I had got through like 6 songs and I had 3, and I was like, fuck. So when I got through all of them, I think I had 6. So I'm like, damn, Aisha, you really didn't dwindle this down very well to be like, oh, this one, let's push this one, because they all were all fire. We're all fire, as you know from our last episode and this episode from the songs you guys heard. You can tell they're fire. So go check it out.
Absolutely, for sure. All right, and in that case, we have our mental health check-in. I just want to say shout out to all the Black women who are choosing their mental health over the rest of these hoes out here. I have seen, you know, the things that Simone Biles has done. I have seen what Naomi, I say that right? Naomi Osaka. I've seen the things that she has done, and I'm just super proud of these Black women, despite the backlash for saying, I'm gonna choose me because, and Xavier brought it up earlier, but I just want to say this real quick. I think it is so funny that people are like, yeah, they let down America.
Are we talking about Same America?
That's an oxymoron for that ass.
Right. Yeah. I was like, of all the things you could have said, hell, she could have said she letting down her family. Okay, fine. She letting down her Black friends. Cool. She letting down her friends in general.
She let down her, maybe. She let down her teammates. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
America, girl.
We clearly living in 2 different, you know what I'm saying, realities. If you see a Black girl say, I'm going to choose my mental health, and your response is she let down America. But yeah, I just wanted to say shout out to them. And I hope, because I literally, as soon as I saw it, was like, of course, you know, you want to think of the person, but I couldn't help but to think of all the Black girls that are seeing this and thinking to themselves that I have the power to make this choice. Because I can only imagine how many athletes or how many people everywhere who've had people depending on them, whether it be more from a business standpoint or a personal standpoint, who felt like they couldn't take time for their mental health, who ended up even worse off than they were before because they didn't take that time, because they didn't feel like they had a choice to, you know? So I think this is amazing. And like, I'll see stuff like this and think about like how much the world is changing. And then at the same time, see something like DaBaby and be like, never mind, it's not changing much. But so, yeah, I will say that I want to celebrate this win. Like, I think this is amazing. I'm happy for these 2 women, and I'm happy for the way that this is going to like reverberate and how this is going to help other people. So yeah, that is my mental health check.
These conversations aren't had on large scales and by people who have so much respect, then it is hard for the person who works for Geico or for McDonald's or anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for those people to say, I need a mental health day, boss. Because they're like, what the fuck is that? But it's like, oh, that's that thing that Simone Biles needed. That's that thing that, Naomi Osaka withdrew from the tournament for. Like, oh, okay, we've heard this term. We're familiarizing ourselves with these terms, and we're normalizing that people need mental health days.
First
And
of all,
your job can't be that important if these are the greatest athletes in the world and they chose to take off. Go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah.
And half of the people that got a problem with that will call out of work because their stomach is hurting a little bit. So, which that person that said that did, and I was like, you're not even on her same level, bro. Relax.
People are gonna miss her when she goes out of work. We're not actually gonna miss you much. So you need not tell somebody what to do with their mental health, and let us all take care of our brains and our hearts, our emotions, our souls. Because at the end of the day, this job's still gonna be here. Y'all can replace me, but this job's still gonna be here. I need to make sure that I'm still here.
You're right, absolutely, and I've learned that a lot lately. And I don't want to be the one to end the conversation, so I'll say mine before Aisha does. But I will say that I gotta again reiterate on the fact that you guys have really helped me with my mental health over the past few years. Aisha recently has placed me on her goal list, and I for about a month straight I was pretty consistent on doing everything that I told myself I was going to do. I was learning my Spanish. I was going to the gym quite often, and I'd been drinking my water. I was getting text messages every day about that, and that definitely helped. And then Sydney gave me some advice on being okay with being off of this device. And I took a mental health day the other day, and I cut my phone off. I left my message and said, those that know me, you know how to get up with me. Aisha said through a pigeon. Because
I panicked. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I mean that other people that call me. You can call Facebook.
That is true.
But I didn't, man. It was crazy how the world felt that way. I even decided to yesterday go to the basketball court. No headphones. I left my headphones home. I didn't need any stimulation. Sydney taught me about that. She said, we always need stimulation. Always need it. And I was like, how about I do zero? Because I was so creative as a child. Where the hell did it go? It's because of social media and being stimulated by other people's stuff and just blindly watching has sucked the creativity and boredom out of me. So now I allow myself to get bored. I went to the court and I was by myself, and I felt the sun. I was able to take deep breaths. I was able to talk to myself and think about my plans, and I was also being able to be appreciative of things. And it was a beautiful moment. I think I'm gonna do that again today before I got some shows coming up, and I got a new job recently, guys. I'm a manager now. I've been working on that for a couple of years now. So I just got promoted. Thank you.
Yes. If you're only listening, you probably didn't hear us clap, but.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so yeah, my mental health is at a good point. Working on getting the physical health down, because if you're not physically healthy, you're not gonna be mentally healthy. But I've been working on continuing to push and do things that actually make me happy. So thank you guys for the motivation to do that.
No problem, man. Thank you. I'm so happy. That brought me happiness to hear that I've been a positive influence in that way. So I appreciate it. And I'm happy. I love that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing about this segment is that, Sid and I don't give advice or tips or helpful things because we think we have the perfect mental health, right? Like, we don't think we have it all figured out. But if we're always offering tips or things that we might have tried, we talked about journaling. That don't mean I'm journaling every day, you know what I'm saying? But if it helps somebody else because they tried it and they're like, this is the shit, I love this. Cool. That's awesome. That's the whole point, is that we all come together and be like, I tried this, didn't work for me, maybe it'll work for you, and vice versa. Like, we can all contribute to each other's mental wellness. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I hope somebody receives something out of the things that were said today. Take your mental health day, take off work because Simone did, you know what I'm saying? Or go without stimuli like Brody did. So, hope that helps somebody. Moving on, we are almost out of here, y'all. We got some affirmations. This is typically our I am statement, our breathing life and positivity into you guys. So, Sid, you can go first.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it short, keep it simple. Speak kindly to yourself.
So say something kind to yourself this week, guys. Xavier, do you have any I am statements for us or any positivity to breathe into our guests?
I would say to don't be afraid. I just posted this. Don't be afraid to start over. If you've had a goal and you fell off a little bit, it is nothing wrong with starting back from one. Duolingo has taught me that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay to start over.
Because I got the girls now. Go ahead and sign me. Okay, my affirmation. I have had a pretty tough June and July, to say the least, and August is also shaping to be quite tough for me, just mentally, emotionally, etc. And June taught me a lot, and July taught me a lot, and specifically those months taught me that I am stronger than I knew and stronger than I cared to know, or just like realized I was. And sometimes like you'll hear that statement that says like, you know, basically find out how strong you are when you don't have another choice. And it can be hard and it can be draining and it can be scary, but I realized that I am stronger than I knew I was, or that I wanted to be, or thought I was going to have to figure out I was. And I am trying to take time to give myself gratitude. Like, thank you, Aisha, for not giving up, because you're not always going to get thank yous or accolades from the world. So you need to learn how to give them to yourself and be completely fulfilled by what you say to yourself. And so, yeah, I'm stronger than I knew, and I'm a bad bitch, and I fuck with that about me. And I hope that y'all fuck with that about yourselves. I hope that y'all realize how strong you are. And I mean, if you're listening to this, look how far you've made it in life. We just made it through a global panini press and still pushing through. You know what I'm saying? So we're all probably stronger than we realize we are.
Absolutely.
That being said, that's my affirmations. I wanted to correct one thing that I said in the last episode that I feel like such a weenie for. We were talking about traveling or something. I said, maybe you shouldn't be going to Jamaica until they find out what happened on flight 828. Because I thought it was a real flight that went to Jamaica.
Hey, me too. I was at work.
Jamaica, and I'm like, well, somebody needs to find the girls. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It is a show called Manifest that is the shit, and people kept telling me to watch it, but I never was watching it because I take a long time to start watching a show because I don't watch that much TV. And I was watching it the other day, and literally like the first sentence was like flight 828 from Montego Bay, Jamaica. And I said, oh my fuck, I sound like a moron. I said this.
Yo, I was doing the same thing. I was at work telling these guys, I was like, did you guys, like, while I'm just kind of making small talk, did you guys hear about that flight that got lost? And, these people, I don't know what happened.
Right.
And me and Faith are now watching the show, like,
crying.
Yo, that is crazy. That's crazy.
And it just goes to show.
You got to read.
You guys thought I was all-knowing. You're wrong.
No.
You're welcome.
Well, you watched the show, though? That's good. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, I started watching. I'm not that far in. I think I'm still in season 1, but it's, wow, pretty fire. Would highly recommend if you have the Netflix, or if you're one of the girls that has a Netflix password, go watch that because it is fire. Also, just want to take this time to say thank you so much, X, for coming. As y'all know, we are not a guest-based podcast. Sid and I like to keep our conversations mostly like we did in the living room 4440 in North Campus Crossing. And it's usually just between us, but we get feedback often that's like, oh, I wish I had a male's perspective on what y'all just talked about. Or we have X who always tells us I've been screaming at my radio or at my headphones when y'all say certain things, like trying to input my opinions or my feelings or whatever. So this has been a great way to bring you into the conversation. Having a male perspective is cool, especially because we don't all know it all, but it's like, these are why we have these conversations. And these are why y'all at home need to have these conversations with your friends, with your family, especially your cis het men, have those conversations with them. So thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a very long and fruitful show. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I feel like that third opinion added a bit to it, but thank you for inviting me to the living room. It's very, 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 a lot of wisdom in this place.
Yeah. X is only our third guest. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just goes to show that we take it very serious. We take our show very serious. We take our listeners very serious. And we try to give y'all what y'all want and what y'all need, and also stay very authentic to ourselves. And so you can only be on this bitch if we both really want you here. So we really want you here. Yeah.
Well,
that being said, thank y'all so much for listening to this week's episode, and we will crank out, a few more for you guys. I do have a movie premiere coming up, so if you have not got your tickets and you live in Charlotte or the Charlotte area, I highly suggest you get them bitches ASAP, and then come see what I wear to the premiere. Y'all go ahead and rock out to "Smile" by X Brody. We love y'all. I have been Aisha Damali.
I have been Sid the Great.
And I'm X Brody, and thank you for having me.
Bye.
I put a smile on your face, girl. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face. And it's back to your place. I put a smile on. I put a good guys finish last. That's why I let you get yours before I get mine. Good guys finish last. That's why I'm still here on your own. Had a long ass day at work, so let me work it when you're on. Let's drink it till it's gone. Let me ask before I touch it, cause if not, I'm in the wrong. I got your prices going up and for your love and ba-da-da-da-da. Girl, I'm loving. She was a waitress on weekends. I used to rap during the day. She was serving them tables while I was serving that bass. She loved the songs you made love to, so we made love when I play. Then it's back to your place. I put a smile on your face. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face, girl. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face. Then it's back to your place. I put a smile on your face. I put a good guys finish last. That's why I said I love you first. You're too beautiful for me. I'm too pitiful for her. You got a heart of gold. I show you what it's worth. Don't got a pot of gold. I take you higher than this earth. I hope I finish last. That's why I'm still here on your own. Had a long ass day at work, so let me know when you get home. I got your prices going up and for your loving. Ba-da-da-da-da. She was a waitress on weekends. I used to rap during the day. She was serving them tables while I was serving that bass. She loved the songs you made love to, so we made love when I played. Then it's back to your place. I put a smile on your face, girl. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face, girl. I put a smile on. I put a smile on your face. Then it's back to your place. Then it's back to your